Yo, 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 I'd like to take just a second to show respect for our friends and host of one of my favorite podcasts of all time, Game Speak Podcast. Jamal, Alfred J, and Brant are longtime BFFs that share a love for video games, much like Nico and I are balls deep in music. They have both video and audio formats for their show, so catch them on YouTube, createforsanity.com, or any podcast storefront. Send them questions every Tuesday just to become the people's champ on Wednesday. Yo, 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 back to our show.
Hey, kids, we're back. I told you we'd be back, didn't I? We are back, and we are here for Real Talk number 10. Real quick, let me just go ahead and say what I gotta say. We went on a hiatus. We took a little break.
It was like a year and months.
A year and a few days, probably. Not that long.
Yeah.
It felt like a long time, I'll tell you that much. But we decided just for the hell of it, let's get back together. Let's get the gang back together.
Yeah.
The boys are back in town. Y'all ready for this? No. Whatever song you want to play, man. That's our theme song for this for this episode. But no, man, we wanted to come back just to have some good old fun and do what we love to do, and that's talking some music. And boy, oh boy, did we do that today. We went through a whole lot of different things. We went from some fun old hypotheticals.
Oh, yeah.
Which have always been fun to me because I always enjoy throwing people off by, wait, what? You know, those weird-ass questions.
And some of them are fun and cute, and then others are like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Make you think, man.
Then we did a little bit of Watcha Jammin.
Yeah.
And those are fun. And this particular Watcha Jammin was fun because we kind of followed tradition of what we did last year, where we went to our Spotify accounts and we figured out, well, Spotify told us what we were jamming a whole lot of back then.
Right.
So,
and it's funny because it's always different than what you think. Like, there's a lot of it, you're like, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But then, like, at other times, it's like, I had no idea I was listening to that much of this.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with the artist that came up on mine. I was like, did I really listen to them that much? But then,
but you did.
If Spotify says so, then I got to
believe a lot of them.
Yeah. Then after that, what did we do? We did some John's weird music.
Oh, yeah.
Which wasn't weird at all to me, but kind of disappointing. You'll find out why. But that was a fun one. You're taming it down with your weird music, I will say.
Well, you know, it's just one that I didn't want to let get away.
I suppose so. Still, it was a good one. Then after that, oh yeah, totally forgot to mention. It's so easy to forget her sometimes. We had our very, very good friend Miranda on board, and she endured a 365-day challenge of listening to an album every single day. And so we talked with her about that.
Yeah. That
was fun. It was fun to see her get involved in something like that, even if it is just listening to an album all day. Like, she committed to it, man.
Yeah.
And I got mad respect for that. After that, what did we do? Oh, we had a very, very intellectual conversation with our very, very special guest,
Penholder. Yeah.
And we talked about his album coming out entitled Freak Flag. / piece of shit, or whatever it is he's calling it. I don't know what he's doing nowadays, but yeah, we had Penholder on, and that was really fun. Talked about his music, talked about the process. Real fun.
And he's going to be releasing a track at the end of the episode early.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's my own damn show. I don't even know these things, but that's cool.
He lets me in on the
Oh, you guys are tight?
Yeah, we're pretty tight.
That's what it is? Ah, man, I gotta get tight with that guy. Maybe he'll tell me special things like that. But anyways, no, this was a real fun show. And I want to issue out a message to our listeners. Just be 100% with us, man. If you want us to come back, we'll come back. This all was like just the most random idea, random thing for us to do. We might do this every now and then, who knows? But hey, if you guys want us back, who knows? Maybe we'll start the engines back up and we'll go full gun. Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
We'll go full throttle.
Full throttle. The kids don't know anything about that shit, man.
The kids know all about it.
Anyways, it's been a long time coming, but Johnny, take us there.
All right. Welcome to the Conversationalists.
Did I tell you that I got pulled over by the cops for the first time?
Oh, Jesus. No, you didn't.
On New Year's Day.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Were you drunk?
No.
Okay, good.
Completely sober. And I was going to get something to eat. I just went, and instead of going down 11th Street, I wanted to go down the back roads, like behind. So instead of doing this where all the stoplights are, I went this way where the stop signs were. So I figured it'd be a safer route. And then I made a wide turn. Instead of going into the right lane, I went to the left lane because the food joint was going to be on the left side. And then this fucking car is just riding my ass for like a few beats. And then I remember thinking, like, man, that car is kind of riding my ass. And then just now thinking about it, I don't think his lights were on. So I was like, this cop is like riding me. And then as soon as I got to a stop and I just kept looking back, I was like, man, that cop ain't gonna do shit. And just trying to act hard or whatever. Yeah. And then as soon as the light turns green, and I go, woo, woo, the fucking light goes on. And since it was my first time, of course, my heart's like racing. Have you ever been pulled over?
Oh, plenty of times.
Well, my first time. And I get pulled over. And we pull into where the Jack in the Box is, over across the bridge. And, of course, it's the first time. So it's like, my black ass isn't doing anything stupid. I'm playing this cool. I put my hands on the fucking wheel. And then he comes up to me, license and proof of insurances. And I go, literally, I'm putting my hand in my pocket. I am putting my hand in my pocket. Officer. And he goes, I see it. You're good. You're good. And I was like, it is going inside my pocket now.
That's your white privilege showing.
Well, it's my black ass not wanting to get shot for no damn reason. Yeah. And then he was like, okay, insurance. And I go, I'm reaching for my insurance right now. He's like, you're good, man. You're good. So he does the whole thing, and I'm just like, this is that moment. I've had my driver's license since I was like 15 or 16. 29 years old now, finally get busted. And then he comes back, and you know why I pulled you over? And then he does the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then he just gives me a warning, gives me 2 warnings, because first off, I didn't change my damn address on my license.
Oh, shit.
And then...
Are you ashamed to live here?
No.
I think
I'm just too lazy to fucking make it legal. No.
He's lying to you.
Just kidding. So then he's all like, all right, man, you're good. Just leaving you out for the warning. Have a good rest of your... He tries leaving, and I call him back. I was like, yo, man, thank you so much for being cool with me. This is my first time. I'm talking too much, right? And I'm starting to worry that I'm about to talk even more and be like, listen, man, with what's happening in the news nowadays, man, you never know with cops. And, I'm just trying to play it safe. I don't want to get shot, whatever. I didn't want to be like that. So I was like, thank you so much for being nice and kind and polite with me and everything like that. And then he turned into like a cool cop.
Yeah.
Which, for me, cops have always been kind of, you either get the dickheads or you get like the cool one that's like, listen, man, this is all that it is.
Yeah. Listen, man.
And then he goes, listen, man, it's just a traffic stop.
I'm just giving you a warning.
It's a traffic stop, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about. It's just a traffic stop.
Well, when they do those traffic stops, they're often pretty fucking scared themselves.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what to expect.
For sure.
And see, like, the situations like this are exactly why I have 2 bumper stickers on my car. That's the Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And then I also have the blue line. And so,
You fucking centrist.
Yeah, well, I got to think about, like, first of all, I don't want to get pulled over, but I also don't want to get robbed.
Right.
That's a joke, guys.
Wasn't all that funny. Anyways, hi, Miranda.
Hi, Nico.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Great. Glad to have you here today.
Glad to be here.
I figured we'd start off this crazy ride with a good old hypothetical. Real quick before we're all gonna do one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do mine first. Before I begin, I gotta ask the question. The Africa cover by Weezer.
Right.
Yay or nay?
Yay.
That is to be decided.
Okay.
Whoa. You haven't?
I haven't heard it yet. I know
okay.
It's been out. I know.
But you're aware of what it is.
I'm aware.
You're aware
it's
that
Toto,
Weezer
yes.
redid Africa by Toto,
Yeah.
and it hit the memes and all the 9gag, all the places in the internet to make it super popular.
I'm definitely going to check it out because I love that song.
Okay. So, You're a seasoned musician, well into their career. Many moons have passed, many tours, platinum singles under your belt. You begin to notice a huge decline in your stock and need to find a way to get it back. Your manager, or if you're lame, your significant other, suggests you
Both if you're lame.
suggests you get in on that sweet, sweet Weezer money and bring back a not really popular, kind of sort of dumb song to soar you back into stardom.
Okay.
What song do you choose? And this may take a minute, which we can hit that pause button if we have to. This may take a minute. For extra creativity points, you'd have to sing it.
Oh, shit.
The challenge is, what song from like the not too far back past that was kind of sort of semi-dumb would you bring back and everyone would just fall in love with it? I gave this question to our wonderful friend Amanda Valentine.
Yeah?
Shout out Amanda. Her answer, which I'm gonna dub as my answer as well, Dude Looked Like a Lady by Aerosmith. I can't sing it though.
It's pretty dumb.
Right?
It's a
It
really
totally
dumb
fits though.
song, yeah.
Anyways,
So wait, so this is any...
And it's topical.
it totally.
I thought this was all Weezer songs for some
No,
reason.
no. Any song.
Open it up.
Oh, man.
Any song from like 70s, 80s, 90s that was really dumb.
It was so it's got to be really dumb.
Well, it's okay. That's the debate.
Because that'd make it a little easier if I could...
people like
narrow
obviously
it.
people like the original by Toto,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I hear that song at work a few times, and then I'll do my little white girl dance to it, have fun with it.
Yeah.
So it's a fun song, but before it really got a lot of airplay, I kind of thought it was dumb.
Okay, what if I know the song title, but I don't know the band?
Acceptable.
Acceptable? All right.
What do you got?
All right. I'll go with the extra credit as well.
Trying to get them
Can I
bonus
do that?
points. We can do that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, okay. Here. I'm just going to... You guys can figure it out, because I'm just going to go into the singing.
Okay.
All right. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Skip to tequila.
Very nice.
Would it be like the sort of like Zoot Suit or like the sort of jazzy big
Oh,
band?
yeah, for sure.
But you have to remake it into your own.
Oh, it'll be industrial.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying it'll be both.
You would do the industrial version of Mambo Number 5.
I would take. It's not an.
It's essentially Tomahawk.
It's is the original song called Tequila?
Yeah.
I think it's just Tequila.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
So no,
I was thinking Mambo Number 5.
I would take the brass instruments and put them through amplifiers.
Oh God. It's a lot of horns, man.
That's your next project. Your next cover that you work on, because you did a Billy Idol song.
Yeah.
And you've done other. You've done what Wheeler Walker Jr.
Yeah.
But you kind of kept that close to the original.
Yeah. The Billy Idol one is pretty new.
And then you redid a Daft Punk song.
Yeah.
You made that one your own.
Yeah. With an acoustic guitar, you can't really make it sound anything like it.
Hey, when I listen to you sing it and I listen to the original, it's like,
yeah,
it's its own thing.
Oh yeah.
So you would go with the Tequila song?
Yeah, Tequila
from Pee Wee Herman.
No, it's
It is on Pee Wee.
Yeah, it was on
Herman.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure when he goes to get his bike back.
I don't know who the band is either.
it's a pretty big track from the.
From
I think I
where
remember
was
it from the Turtles movie.
What Turtles movie?
The ninja ones.
Which one?
So it was one of the old
shit.
old movies. This is an old school song, man.
Hefe would do that, or he did that once at karaoke, but he did the Pee Wee dance with it. It was really great.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Man, Hefe
It
is
was,
the shit.
it was
Man,
awesome.
Hefe is the shit.
Shout out to Hefe.
Shout out to Hefe.
Shout out to Hefe.
Anyways, Miranda,
Your answer.
now you can steal. You can steal this one. He did the music.
Yeah.
You could put some words to it.
Oh Lord.
Get creative with it.
To revitalize my career.
Yeah. Like you were doing great for a while, then just boo.
Okay. Circling the drain.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
What's gonna bring you back, Miranda? What's the big one?
Hold me now. Oh, hold my heart. Stay with me.
I can't.
Na,
fucking-
na, 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 na. I don't know the rest. That one. I would
But
do
how
that
would
one.
you change it up though? Because you sounded almost just like it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll do the industrial music for you.
All right.
Would you do
Let's
what?
just do all of them industrial.
Right, would you do what these little these teen singers are doing whenever they cover songs and they make it all dark and sort of like I heard someone redo "Where's My Mind" by the Pixies.
Oh man,
And they're
Oh,
like,
God.
"Where is my mind?"
it's like you try to make alternative a song that's already alternative.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work. You know?
Alternate it.
Right.
If you're gonna change a song that's alternative, you got to turn it into something pop.
Exactly.
Oh, that
You
song
know.
is
Add a little
already
bit
pop.
of do. You know, like add like
Yeah.
a kick to it, give it some bump into it.
Yeah.
That's a pop song
Yeah.
already.
Would you add some trap beats to it, or would you do an
I'm
acoustic
trying-
rendition? Or
I'm trying to envision a trap beat to that song, and it's ridiculous.
with them hi hats.
I think I would definitely change up the vocal melody to something different and something a little more
Yeah.
not as pop for sure, but
Would you go the darker route?
I would go like slightly, but not like I'm trying too hard, not like pandering to like teenage goth girls.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want it to be on like a Twilight movie soundtrack.
Right.
You feel me?
I feel
Yeah.
that.
Something like that.
I feel you,
No.
fam. Anyways, I think those are good answers. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. I thought of this one today. Like after
Way
12.
to be a procrastinator.
I know, right? I was like, oh shit, Brent, help me come up with one.
She was writing it while we were doing the sound check.
And he was like, no. All right. What artist makes you want to go deaf?
Deaf?
Mm,
Oh, I thought you said death.
deaf.
What artist?
Musician, you know. Or band. It could be a band.
I mean, I've got my easy answers, and then it's like, I don't want to roll with that. I want to put some thought into it.
Brent guessed mine, and he guessed it correctly. And we
Oh.
never talk about this person. And I'm like, how? I love you. But you want to
Yeah.
know mine? Randy Newman.
Was it the Cars guy?
Toy Story guy?
Toy Story guy.
Oh.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah.
That was the best thing I've seen you
It's
do.
all in the mouth. You got a friend in me.
It's how you open up those verbs.
Yeah.
And not the verbs, the vowels.
Well, me being a lover of all music, that's hard for me to say. There's obviously musicians and songs that I absolutely can't take. We just got out of the Christmas season at work. They finally changed the radio station
yeah.
back to the normal music, so no more "Baby It's Cold Outside."
So no more Mariah Carey.
Actually, we didn't hear any Mariah Carey. It was mostly like Taylor Swift. Last year, I Gave You My Heart bullshit.
Oh my God, you guys are giving me so many good answers.
I know, right?
Then again, there's like some, I don't know if it was Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or like big fat booty, got a big fat boot, and it's just like I can't take shit like that, man. It's just I don't know if I want to go deaf, more so just like die
It's
a
gotta
really
be
die
so
a really
bad.
quick death, you know?
It's
like
got to be so bad that it'll make you want to
so
go deaf.
bad that makes me wanna go deaf. Damn.
Huh.
You can say Randy Newman too. It's okay.
No, I mean, because once that song hits on Toy Story, it's like, hey, I'm a little kid again. It brings nostalgia
Yeah.
back. I get past I get past all that shit.
And there were other Disney Pixar songs. I'm sure he did too.
I don't even want to think about it. Give me your answers.
I can't take the what does the fox say guy.
Ylvis?
Yeah, I can't take that shit.
To be
Really?
fair, if Christy didn't play it all the time,
Oh no.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, that makes me think of all the times that her or Amanda would play like those epic rap battle things or whatever.
Yeah, those are annoying.
Yeah, like that is like, I really wish I would die. Like just
It's,
right there.
it's
in
a
that
lot
moment.
of cringe.
oh no, it's fun the first time.
The first
Right.
time.
It is.
And then when they go through the whole
Yeah,
fucking
sure.
playlist of
No.
like this person versus
I mean,
this
it's
person.
creative as fuck.
But it's the same thing over and
Basically,
over again, really.
No, you know that one guy on YouTube? He's like a black guy, but he sings like songs and like 7 different versions of it. Like,
Is he
yeah.
black or is
he looks maybe light skinned or
He's
mixed or something
racially
like that.
ambiguous for
Something
sure.
like that. But he'll sing.
Is that a thing?
Yes, yes, it is.
He'll sing a song and
Damn
like
liberals and no, I'm just kidding.
he sings songs in like 7 or 8 different versions. They're all the same version. He'll do a song in like the Serge Tankian version or the Iron Maiden version or something like
Or
that.
like Black Sabbath. or
yeah.
something,
And it's just like you're doing the exact same thing, bro. Like
Yeah.
it gets annoying.
Yeah, no.
If I start to get annoyed, then I'm like, okay, let's fucking wrap this up. And then if they keep going, it's like, okay, quick death. Like,
Yeah.
bam,
I
let's just end it
discovered
right now.
that. I discovered his channel like years too late. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. So I'm like posting some of the videos on Facebook, not realizing like how over it people are.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
pretty
then
over it.
I became over it very soon after. So
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
that is
I mean,
good.
I'm not talking about the racially ambiguous guy, but there's a
Is it because it's ambiguous?
there's a very white guy with the long hair that does like he'll do a System of a Down version of a song, and like it's not that it's not good, it's just I guess I'm just so fucking tired of hearing his perspective on it.
Yeah.
It's totally something you could see me doing.
Yeah.
But still, like it's
Just
pretty
like, damn it, he did it first.
Yeah. So that is that your answer?
Yeah, that's my answer.
What's your answer, John?
Man, I guess I'm just gonna have to go with Kid Rock.
Respectable. I understand.
You know,
that.
whenever it's I want to be creative with this, but I mean, when you have just a hard, concrete answer, you know, you can't really step out of bounds. It's,
Right.
No.
Pretty
Be true
solid.
to yourself, John.
Yeah, and
Don't ever not be you,
Be
man. Like,
authentic.
I'm gonna let my freak flag fly.
there you
Oh,
go.
Jesus.
Real quick, and I don't mean to do this already, but going back to the Weezer Africa thing,
Yeah.
and I brought up the what is the Fox Eye guy that
Yeah.
made me think of something. So during New Year's Eve, like how they always have like a thing on TV, like they have artists playing before the ball drops or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weezer played Africa, in front of an audience or whatever, and Rivers Cuomo had this look on his face, like he was just like so happy and like so excited, but in like a cringy kind of way.
Yeah.
Like you finally accept me kind of way, yeah, sort of way. Because
You like me?
he was playing. They would be playing the song, and he'd be, and he'd always be throwing his hand in the air, like yeah, just sort of had like this weird
Yeah.
like it didn't look like him. It looked like a fake Rivers, like and he had weird hair, like it just didn't look like him at all.
Cocaine.
And then the audience was just like singing the whole time and just dancing. So it's like a bunch of like 20-year-olds
Yeah.
singing this, and it's like
Fucking sell out.
it was like cringe worthy. Like it was like, well, Rivers was like borderline like dad bonering the whole time, and then like just watching the crowd just dancing and singing along with them.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is fucking terrible. And then I was thinking, when was the last time I remember something like that? Whenever the fucking home dude did What Does the Fox Say at like the American Music Awards.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And everyone's like singing and dancing along, and he's up there like making all his weird ass noises and being his weird self. And then I was thinking, when was the last time before that was really cringeworthy? Fucking Gangnam Style, going way back. Fucking that Korean
Yeah.
guy. He's doing his dance or whatever, and everyone's like, they don't know the words. They're just saying what they remember from the damn video and doing the dances or whatever.
on a hill.
See, what you're talking about exactly is what it's like when you go to a bar sober.
Yeah.
That is correct.
I mean,
That's what it's like to,
you
to
just
do the
start to-
karaoke and not be drinking.
You just start to hate everybody and everything that they do, and you're like, why the fuck am I here?
hey, that's me every time I go to the damn. But why the fuck did I even come here?
That's when I'm not sober as well.
Right.
I mean, when you first get there, you're like, all right, this is cool, meeting new people,
Yeah.
and everybody else is a little sober, and then you start to drinking, and then you're on everybody else's level.
Yeah.
But if you're just sitting at a table watching people make asses of themselves, it's like, man, I fucking hate you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I'm enjoying a little cocktail right now just to get
Yeah.
through this, but fucking going to the bar, it's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's different for sure.
Yeah, different balls.
It's just too much for him right now.
Anyways,
Well, it's also the aspect of like, a lot of the people there just trying to get laid, and you're not like even like
not trying to
about
do
the
that.
life of
yeah.
hooking up with like random people or anything. And so obviously nobody's going to talk to you for that. You know what I mean? And it's weird. I mean, I can only speak for myself. Everybody there knows I'm with somebody, and it's like there's no having conversations anymore, you know?
Right.
No, I wear a ring as a deterrent.
Yeah.
You know, and if a guy is like, hey, I'm like, hey, and I just show my ring, and then he moves about his day, you know, he goes on.
It would probably be 10 times more obnoxious at like a place like Shenanigans.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
Crazy place.
That's not even a place that I'll...
All right, I guess I got a hypothetical question here.
What you got?
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. On your bed, you notice a giant black book just sitting there perfectly placed in the center of your bed. You open to the first page, and instead of glossary, introduction, or an about the author, you see only the date you were born. You skip through some pages to realize that this book is your life story, every detail mapped out. You stop at this very moment. The rest of the pages are full of words that you noticed this before you realize the story. Do you flip to the next page? What do you do?
What did you decide?
I'm going to let you guys go first.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even think of an answer. Good call.
Well, since I can't say that I wouldn't because I like divination tools too much, like tarot cards and pendulums and things like that, and the destiny cards, you know, obviously.
I got Pokemon cards too. It's cool.
I got Digimon.
I don't judge you.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Piece of shit. But no.
Some people are into Pokemon. Some people are into Magic.
Some people are into tarot.
The Gathering.
Right. No, I don't know. If I was presented with that, if that just appeared out of nowhere, maybe I'm supposed to look. I don't know. I'll look at the next page, but I won't look at the end of it.
Oh.
I won't look at like the last page.
Okay, that's cool. That's a pretty good answer. Look at the next page.
I wouldn't read too far.
Don't look at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
My answer is solely based on how much book is left.
That is a fantastic answer.
Yeah.
If I got this much book left, I ain't looking. If I got this much book left, I was like, let's just get it over with.
What
man.
if you got a little bit of book left, man?
If I got a little bit of book left.
What if you look and then you stop whatever?
You can't change destiny, man.
But
can't fucking change destiny.
But you can though. Maybe. I don't know.
Honestly, like, I don't know, man. That's a tough one because, like,
well, I mean, I'm just saying, if you do stop whatever was gonna happen, like make a different choice that led to like your death or something, do more words appear?
I mean, you could see it as like maybe like if I could alter the story, you know, like it didn't look like there were very many pages. Then all of a sudden, once you start flipping, more pages kind of appear out of nowhere, and like all of a sudden you got a bunch of pages you went through.
The book is constantly changing.
You couldn't possibly know how many more pages are left.
If we were in that weird situation,
like this situation is not already weird. Yes.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
I just accept it, man. I just live my life.
You want to live your life?
Just want to live my life. I feel like these answers best suit our personalities, and there's this part of me that's like, I want to seek that adventure. I want to feel the
it's part of the journey, man, not the end.
The highs and the lows that life brings you.
Yeah.
It's all about the journey, man. You know.
Yeah.
So, no, I wouldn't look.
Okay.
That's what I wouldn't do.
Then my answer would certainly be, I would not want to turn the next page, but I would anyway. I wouldn't have any self-control.
Yeah.
I would just end up turning the pages. Yeah.
You would put the book down and it's like, all right, I'm not looking at it. Then you would walk away. Then you would jump back at the book. And then you just like,
I got it now.
Well, all right, fam. That was real fun. I have a few things that I wanted to talk about before we go into the meat and potatoes of this show. By the way, that's my favorite metaphor.
Meat and potatoes?
I used that with you when we were working on music once.
Yeah.
and I was referring to a song as like a plate of food.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we're gonna lay this down, and this is the carrots.
Yeah.
We're gonna lay this down, and this is the corn. This is the corn on the cob, right?
Okay.
And then we're laying like the big important part of the song. That's the meat and the potatoes.
It's the bulk.
All right.
The bulk of it.
It's very flawed in the sense of why. I'm doing this for your facial expression, by the way, that the audience cannot see. Why is the potatoes like part of the meat? Like, why is it in the same factory of importance?
Because of the starch. It's
It's what fills you up. It's what makes a meal,
Yeah.
like noodles
Yes.
and.
See, I think of like
Substantial.
Well, first off, I think about like what's like a just like a good hearty meal.
Yeah.
Meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. Maybe a
It's the
good
first thing
stew
that comes to mind.
or a steak and some loaded mashed potatoes, whatever
Yeah.
you want.
So red
That
potatoes are
combination,
good.
that combination is damn. That's good.
Y'all need to come over and we need to cook sometime.
Man,
I've been wanting you guys to come over so
I'll
bad.
tell you, man. We made ultimate nachos the other day. That were the fucking shit.
You want to talk real quick? The nachos were great. You want to talk about this guy like low key judging me? we were gonna do the nachos, and he bought a block cheese to melt the cheese. Okay?
It was
Velveeta?
Velveeta.
Yeah. I'm used to using shredded cheese on my nachos, and I can already sense by the way your brow is lowered that you're about to question what the fuck's wrong with me. Anyway,
No. Is it like the Mexican blend?
yeah, it's just shredded cheese that you put on top of it, and then you toss it in the microwave for like a few minutes.
He was
Hey,
about.
fuck both you honky
Yeah,
ass,
I'm making a real bad
cracker
face.
ass cracker motherfuckers. Okay,
Is that what Mexicans
Okay,
do?
look-
They put just shredded cheese for nachos? I feel like
No.
that's not how it
It's
goes.
it's not. Okay, what it
feel
is
attacked.
is. I'll tell you. I have to explain.
Some racial ambiguity.
We put the nacho cheese that was already hot and melted all over it, and he was about to put that motherfucker in the microwave, and I'm like, no.
Oh,
It's like it's already
you're
done.
about to like ruin the chips.
The chicken was already on the grill. Like there was
Yeah.
fucking chicken. It's like
It's already hot. The Mexican blend's
all the
it's
food-
gonna melt
Hey,
on top of it.
man.
It's hot.
Hey man,
Now we're ganging up on them.
John, come over real quick. I want to whisper something into your ear. Just come over real quick. It's real quick. I don't want
we'll
to say
save
this.
the sweet nothings for later.
He just goes, let's move on.
All right, I'm gonna move on to what I wanted to talk about before we go into the meat and potatoes of the
He
show.
feels attacked.
All
The
right,
spaghetti and meatballs, I think, is probably.
whatever makes you happy.
It makes you happy.
So the last time that we did a show, I took a huge shit all over Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
How it hurt
it
my.
was a runny shit.
It broke my heart, and I haven't seen it ever since then. I was one and done. Shout out to those black dudes wherever they are. I hope they have their own movie critic show where they review shows and re-explain shows. And I hope that nerd dude and that nerd girl that were hanging out to my right are finally hooked up and together.
Oh, I
Flashback
remember.
humor, guys.
I
Anyways.
remember.
So I wanted to talk about a couple movies that meant a lot to me this year. Two of which I saw with the John Man, and one of them that I saw by myself. Which, by the way, I have zero problem going to the movie theater by myself.
Same.
It's therapeutic and it's very comforting, especially when you go on a day when there's like hardly anybody in there, maybe just a few other folks.
I need at least a few people in there because I'm scared of empty, dark theaters. So I
Scared of
need
the dark.
a few
It's cool.
people.
You have a nightlight?
No, I just have I had a really weird dream long ago that just made it impossible for me to be in an empty, dark theater by myself.
I think it's actually weird being in a room full of people and like that room with like the lights really dim and like we're just waiting.
Yeah.
Like you get there like
It
maybe
is
15
strange.
minute before the show and you're just sitting there and
It's
you
such a
guys are just
strange
waiting. Everyone's
societal thing.
you guys are just having your own conversations and you're just waiting for something to happen. I kind of wish
Aliens would be really confused. They would look into that and they'd be like, why are they all facing the same way?
yeah.
Especially if they can't visualize picture of the movies and they
Right.
just see people
Right.
just like making expressions looking
Right.
at the screen.
It's like when they're advertising a horror movie and they show like reactions from
Oh
like
yeah.
Yeah.
other screenings, of it, and they're like,
Those are so
"Whoa."
fake, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
Um.
I'm like, how did the movie hasn't come out yet? How did
Well, I
scariest movie of
I enjoy-
2018?
I enjoy going to the
was
movie
it?
theater.
Is it? Will it? That's really the question.
I enjoy going to the movie theater by myself. And the first one that I saw by myself. The movie was called The First Man. It's a movie about Neil Armstrong going to the moon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Slow drama movie. Not that, I mean, it's interesting to me.
Sure.
To most people, probably find it boring. It stars Ryan Gosling, and he does a great job playing Neil Armstrong. And can I explain a little bit to you? Do you care if I give anything away?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So obviously, in this movie, you already know what's going to happen. It's the story about the man that goes to the moon. You know what the ending is.
Right.
You
That's
know,
why it's not in general.
It's a lot like Passion of the Christ in that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wait, what happens to Jesus?
I didn't finish that movie. What happens? Anyways,
He comes back.
for the sequel,
For the sequel.
Are we talking about RoboCop?
basically. You know what happens at the end of First Man. They make it to the moon, and then they come back. But First Man tells the story of things that were going on before they made the mission, and they made the huge...
What
you know,
led up to it?
Yeah, and then they talk about how many people, like, straight up fucking died, like, trying to do this. Because, like, this was back in, like, the 60s and 70s when technology was, like, totally fucked.
Yeah.
So it was like, they tried setting somebody up, bam, the
Dead.
you know, the shuttle exploded.
Yeah.
And then they tried doing this test, bam, there was a gas leak, and then the whole thing caught on fire, and all these people died. And it's showing Neil Armstrong, like, trying to cope with, like, my fucking friends are dying while we're trying to do the successful mission, you know? So it kind of shows that, but he's also, like, this very cold dude that, like, doesn't want to show... He's a man's man.
Yeah.
Back in, like, the 50s and 60s, where it's in the era where men don't show their emotions,
Right.
or, like, they try and hide it as best as possible. Add that
He's stoic.
with his own personal life. He had just recently lost a child.
Oh, fuck.
He lost his daughter to a tumor, I want to say it was. And he's going through those obviously those challenges, all while trying to do this mission. He was the guy that stared up at the moon and was like, one day I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
But life being life, it's going to sort of put that in check. So it shows all the missions, all the ups and downs, all the failures that they have to go through until eventually they finally make it. They make it to the moon. He does one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And the visuals, the music, the director who did Whiplash
Oh, nice.
made this movie. So
So
you can imagine.
probably give me anxiety.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've
For
been
sure. it
thinking
would.
about that movie a lot lately.
Greatest.
Did you see Whiplash?
I think I borrowed it from you guys. One of you.
Maybe.
Did you make it all the way through?
Yeah, of course I did. No, it was wonderful.
Yeah, well, I got anxiety like
Yeah.
a
I know.
motherfucker.
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
One day we'll talk about it. But anyways,
But this movie's about Neil A.
Neil Armstrong.
I say Neil A because backwards, it's Alien.
I was gonna say anal, but that's not correct.
Hey, man, it's Mr. Conspiracy Theory over here.
But I feel bad for Buzz Aldrin. He didn't get a fucking movie.
No, he didn't. He comes off as a total asshole in this movie,
Oh,
That's
which is kind of funny. But anyways,
always framing Buzz.
yeah. So, I think one of the reasons that this movie meant a lot to me was because I'm always, like I said before, with life is you go through the ups and downs, but there's always just like that adventurer inside of me that's like, fuck it, man, I want to go to the moon too. Maybe one day I'll make, you know. And
So it inspires you.
and very inspirational just to dream,
Yeah.
to reach for something.
Don't
no
be
matter
afraid to
Exactly.
dream.
And he makes it, obviously. But there is another thing that they sort of touch on that really makes this movie really what it was before they make the mission, before they go into space, they do a press conference, and the people are all like, what would you bring with you? And Buzz Aldrin's like, oh, I'm going to bring my wife's jewelry because, you know, she wants the story. Oh, my wife's jewelry was buried in the moon. You know, like,
What a dick.
just sort of hamming it up or whatever. And
Hamming it up.
Neil Armstrong, he does the whole, you're being dead serious. If I could bring anything, I'd bring more fuel. And that was it, just like a simple answer. But he gets up there, and this is recorded as a true thing. For a little while they were up there, Neil Armstrong went off by himself, like away from the crew, to a crater. Nobody knows what he did, but he just was over there for a little bit. Now in the movie, they show that he opens up a pouch, and he's holding a bracelet that belonged to his daughter. They do kind of do flashbacks between him on the moon and him with his kid.
Yeah.
So he was talking shit
And then he
about
did
fucking
the thing.
Buzz. And then, man, this guy's just pissing me off.
Anyway, shut the fuck up. Let me finish what I'm saying. He takes the bracelet in his hand. He lifts up his sun visor, and it shows him just crying. Like the first true emotion he showed the entire movie, because he's like I said, man's man. But it's showing him just cold, everything.
Stoic, yeah.
He lifts up his visor, and he's just crying, and then he lets go of the bracelet into a crater. And then he puts his visor back down, and then he goes home.
What a powerful moment.
And someone said that he had to do the absolute impossible to mourn his daughter's death, like to let it go. He had to do the most impossible thing in the world in order to let it go.
Wow.
And I thought that's fucking powerful shit right there, man.
It's true.
So,
but it's not in the world.
Huh? 10 out of 10, I would recommend that movie. Second movie that meant a lot to me that we watched together.
Bird Box.
About a silly. It's a movie about a silly old bear and Christopher Robin.
Oh yeah, we did see that together.
Christopher Robin made me cry 4 times.
Oh Jesus!
Not even ashamed to admit that. Of course, me and Christy was sitting right next to me. There was a moment we were so close to holding each other and crying during that damn movie.
I was probably laughing and making fun of
Probably
Pooh.
as you do. Actually, no, I think there was a moment. I think you looked over at Elias and you were just sort of like watching him watch them. Like, you were having a tender moment with your son.
Hey, don't tell the audience this.
They don't need to know that.
Obviously, grew up watching Winnie the Pooh. That silly old bear has always been in my life. And then they make a movie.
Hey man, you're a silly old bear.
With fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
And
Ew.
he plays I think he plays a pretty good Christopher Robin, in that he's like, he grows up completely and forgets all about his childhood, or tries his best to forget all his childhood so that he can be an adult.
Was it too traumatic?
No, it's just in that time period, the adults have the responsibility of, or the male.
This time period, the adults don't have responsibility.
The men have the responsibility of having the big job and taking care of their families, kind of like Neil Armstrong being the stoic, just sort of like the figure.
You gotta be a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when he was a kid, obviously he was running off in the damn woods with with a bear, a pig, a tiger, and a fucking depressed ass donkey, and just sort of living his life. But then it's one of the first sad moments is whenever he's like, I'm not going to come back, Winnie. I have to go. I'm going to this border school, and I'm not going to be able to come back anymore. And them just sort of having like that last party with each other, where like they have the carrot cake, and then they just knock the fuck out on the table and everything. And him going away with Pooh, and just sort of like, whenever you miss me, just sort of hang out at our tree and think of us together and everything like that. So. That was probably first time I started crying.
Yeah.
Well, don't spoil the rest.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't
seen it. Oh,
seen
good God. 10 out of 10 would recommend it. It bring some tissues, and I'm just saying Eeyore was my favorite when I was a kid.
No.
Eeyore is the man in this one, because he's everything that you hoped he would be, and us being adults and kind of understanding like that,
way more
lethargy.
Yeah. Us, and especially I think people of our nature, where it's like we've been there. We're
sad.
We've been there. We've been Eeyore plenty of times.
We are Eeyore.
Whenever he starts to say like, "Oh, great," like.
I mean, it's all symbolism for every single one of the characters, or symbolism for emotion.
Like Piglet's fucking anxious as hell.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
neurotic.
Piglet was fun in this one. I really
She
liked
or
Piglet.
he? What is
I
Piglet?
believe it's a he.
I think that maybe
Non-binary.
it's not our job to
gender.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
gender
What the
this
fuck?
creature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Piglet's non-binary.
I'm saying he's gender fluid.
He can swap in whenever he wants.
Sorry, Z is gender fluid.
Anyways, watch the movie Miranda. It's great. One of my favorites of all time.
I will definitely see it.
And then the third movie that meant a lot to me was one that we watched not too long ago.
Bird Box.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
It is,
was it is it animated?
It's animated.
It's a little too much visually, I think.
Really?
Well, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Is it really busy?
Let's
artwork?
let him tell his story.
I'm sorry.
Let me give my two pieces to it. Well, first off, yeah,
I'll shit on it afterwards.
It's I see it as it's like the next step in animation with movies, because like whenever you look into like what all they put into making it and how much like rendering they did with the animation. Like 1 second's worth of animation took like a week to make.
Yeah.
So it's like there's so much going on in these computers.
Yeah.
It's like, and in my opinion, one of the first things I've ever seen like it. So of course, maybe it may not be perfect or too pleasing, but shit, for what it is,
It's
amazing.
revolutionary for
I would say so.
animation.
And then also, they're trying so hard to make it look as authentic to a comic book as possible.
Okay.
Which I don't know how if you ever were into comic books or not.
Sometimes.
But there'd be like these little things where some panels might be a little bit blurry, or there might be like the voice pop ups or something like that. So like they made it as close to an anime as a comic book as possible. The movie itself, I thought, was like really great. I mean, there's been so many damn Spider-Man movies. It's all you already know the damn story. You know, just like Spider-Man, Batman, and the crucifixion of Jesus Christ are like the three main stories that we've heard it before. Come on, you know.
Come on, Bruce Armstrong. What was his name?
Bruce Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong. Who's Bruce Armstrong?
That's not a person.
Yeah.
There's
That's
Billy Armstrong.
somebody, but nobody.
Billy Armstrong is the Green Day guy.
Who's the bike rider guy?
Lance Armstrong.
Lance
Oh,
Armstrong.
yeah. He cheated.
I feel like Bruce Armstrong is a gay power lifter.
I'm gonna figure. I mean, it sounds like it for sure. Oh no, I didn't re-rack.
Anyways, real quick, I want to finish up the Spider-Man thing. We know the story of Spider-Man, but this is a different story of Spider-Man because it's now Miles Morales, the Black Spider-Man.
Oh, snip.
He's half black, half Spanish.
He's racially ambiguous.
He's racially ambiguous.
And so it's a whole new sort of side to the story. It's no longer with great power comes great responsibility. It's I'm a teenager that's scared shitless and I don't know what to do, but I have these powers and I got to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things in that, and
It also touches bases with other Spider-Men too.
Yeah. The Spider-Verse obviously means the universe of Spider-Man. There being Spider-Man Noir, which was the black and white one, voiced by Nicolas Cage, which was fucking incredible.
The fucking duck Spider-Man that was like...
You're completely off.
Spider
it was
duck.
a pig.
Pig Spider-Man.
Pig Spider-Man.
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham.
And not Spider Pig.
No, Spider-Ham.
Voiced by John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He plays great. And then there is like a Japanese anime version of Spider-Girl.
Yeah,
or whatever her
pretty much.
name was. And then there
Christy
is...
loved her, by the way.
Yeah, so...
What is it? Penny.
Yeah.
Penny Parker.
She's here? What
she's in the room right now.
Hi, Christy.
So yeah, there's different versions of Spider-Man, and they all come together to team up against the big bad.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy. I mean, 2018 gave us fucking Avengers: Infinity War, Black
Which was
Panther,
amazing,
all these superhero movies. But for some reason, seeing a kid have to rise up and become the hero, like no matter how old I get, that's always inspiring to me.
Did you like Homecoming? Spider-Man
Yeah,
Homecoming?
Homecoming was great.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Honestly, I feel like that one is better than the others.
Well, it matches a lot better, I think, with the
personality.
Obviously, with the Marvel setup we got now.
Of course.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand with it, and it's more of a teenage
it's in the
kind of feel.
Avengers franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer the Avengers franchise Spider-Man over the
That movie was
others.
a lot like if Spider-Man was in like a John Hughes type film, like Breakfast
kinda.
Club or
It was,
16 Candles.
it was kind of cute like that. Yeah.
But this Spider-Man, obviously, I enjoy those, kid having to rise up and become. And there's a scene wherever he finally puts on his suit and he's standing on a building, and he jumps off and he does like a backflip or whatever, and like the glass breaks behind him, and they show him going down, but the camera sort of flips, so instead of you seeing him go downwards, it looks like he's going up.
Oh.
And someone was saying he isn't descending; he's finally ascending into his role as Spider-Man. So visually, like, they do little things like that, and the music is fucking phenomenal.
Really?
Really great music.
And this is a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
It
was
came
in the
out
movie
in
theaters.
theaters. Yeah.
It was. Elias saw
'Cause
it
I
three
saw
times.
Yeah, you took Elias to it.
Yeah.
I saw that.
3 times he went.
Yeah.
I saw it twice.
bet.
I saw it once, but like the first 30 minutes, I'm sitting there like, dude, did we accidentally step into the 3D one?
Yeah.
Because like the graphics were so outrageous.
So would you recommend like you don't even have to see it in 3D because it's just like
I would suggest going to see it in 3D.
I saw it in 2D, and I for sure wanted to see it again in 3D.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I have
so
not.
you did see
you
it
see
in 3D the second
No,
time?
I saw both times in 2D.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I would assume that 3D is probably. It seems like it's the way the movie's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally can tell.
Yeah.
Good stuff though. Next thing I want to talk about. Speaking
movie.
about film, apparently, and this might be a little bit old, but I'm just now discovering it, that robots are making porn. By robots, I mean AI.
What?
Using a face swap app and algorithms that are based on key search words that you use.
Oh no.
This is a story that I read. A computer made a porn that was an incest themed
Right.
porn with Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman's face. Because the person that was looking at using whatever on their computer looked up Gal Gadot and then looked up incest stuff, and then they put it together and they created a porn with it.
That sounds pretty standard.
Right? It's scary as hell, though.
Are you sure this isn't a Black Mirror episode?
This isn't a...
Gal Gadot's just like, why did you do this to me?
But apparently it's happening. And a lot of people are scared about it. A lot of people are thinking this is some incriminating shit.
So what does this mean? Does it mean like what they're so they're pasting Gal Gadot's face on it?
You know, and we've seen plenty of face filters out there. So
Well, what is the action though?
what do you mean?
Like
It's an inappropriate action is happening.
like what is
So
going?
it's kind of like it's framing people almost for doing something they didn't do.
Well, I see it as it's like they're taking.
But is it human bodies?
Yeah, it is human
Okay,
bodies.
okay.
They're taking a face of some person, some actress, and putting on a porn actress's face.
Deep fakes.
Yeah. It's kind of creating that, what's the thing, the uncanny valley type shit or something like that?
Ugh.
Where you look at it so much
Yeah.
that it starts to look kind of real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
That uncanny valley freaks me out a lot.
well, I haven't seen it. I want to see it, though. But I haven't seen it. But them putting her face on, like, in the video is like, sis catches me jacking off and whatever, you know. Like,
Is this a 10 out of 10 would fap?
I haven't seen it yet, so
You haven't
I
seen
can't
it.
give my rating on it just yet. But 10 out of 10 is curiosity, you know, like
10 out of 10 curiosity to fap.
yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
that's where I would put it.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of interesting, kind of scary because it's like maybe one day fucking we have computers with the front camera. We'll just be doing our thing, doing our taxes, whatever. Next to know,
Fucking stealing our face.
stealing our faces.
You don't
then,
think they've already done that?
then putting my face on fucking
Have you ever used a Snapchat filter? They got your face.
man.
They got your
Well,
face.
I just hope they put me on someone that's well hung.
I just feel like I'm going to be
I feel
famous
that.
now.
What?
I just feel like I'm going to be famous now.
You're
There you
not.
Anyways,
fucked up.
I think it's crazy, and
That
I
is
think
crazy.
I think the future is fucking scary as hell now.
Features now.
Anyways, after that, there's been some good hits on Netflix lately.
Mm-hmm.
You've been sort of teasing at it, but Bird Box just came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
That's the newest
Got to
sensation.
talk about that for a little bit.
I really had to tell John, like, yesterday. I was like, yeah, it's the whole blind leading the blind. And he was like, oh. I was like, wait.
I watch things for
Did you
literal, not metaphor.
That's where you screw up, man.
I was like, it was so apparent, though.
Yeah.
I just thought that the Sandra Bullock was just kind of like a piece of shit person throughout the movie.
I didn't think that. I understand.
She named boy and girl, and whenever she did have a chance to name the girl, she didn't name.
She named her the wrong fucking name.
Yeah. It was all her fault. It was all Olympia's fault.
That's
why
True,
everyone
though.
died.
I mean, it is true.
Oh yeah.
Let in that damn psychopath. Spoiler, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, spoilers.
Everybody's already watched.
Not everybody, man.
I don't know, man. Apparently,
So,
everybody.
okay, I'm curious. What was your immediate reaction to that movie? First time you see it,
I
end
went
credits,
in,
what did you feel?
I felt extremely disappointed.
Me
were
too.
you about to say I went in blindly?
Oh, fuck. Now you got me. God damn it. Yes, I did. No, I did. I kept seeing the memes on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm like, fuck it. I'll just go ahead and watch it. Sandra Bullock's in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it. That's literally the only two reasons I watched
The
it.
Bird Box lady.
I'm getting so mad at that shit. I love the meme where it's like she's walking out when she gets her makeover in Miss Congeniality, and it's like, this is Sandra Bullock, not the motherfucking Bird Box lady. And I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite scene in that fucking movie.
I feel old as shit now. I think of her from fucking Speed. Remember Speed?
Actually,
Keanu
never
I've
Reeves?
saw
seen her in a
Speed.
lot of movies. I just don't remember.
No, but I like Sandra Bullock a lot. I always have.
Practical Magic.
She's yes,
That
she's
was
a
a fucking
huge
awesome
babe. A great actress. I think that even though I think the movie had flaws, she played the shit out of that role.
For sure. She did.
You know, she did a really good job. I think kids did good too.
Yeah, the kids are great. I remember when I
Should have
finished
stayed in the fucking boat.
when I finished that movie, I had and I told John this. I had a reaction. I think it was something that John once said about something, and it's actually something he said on the podcast, or something like that. I don't remember, but in my own words, I said, "Talk about a dumb fucking movie, man!" Like, and I'm just sitting by myself. I'm sitting by myself, and I say out loud, "Talk about a dumb fucking movie, man."
The thing is, like, I was preparing myself mentally, emotionally for something more fucked up.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that. And so that was why I was so let down, because I built myself up to being like, all right, you can handle whatever the fuck, because like I just have to do that, like prepare myself mentally for like dramatic movies that could include like sexual assault or like someone beating a kid or something like that,
Yeah.
you know. Even though if she beat that girl's ass for getting out of the boat, I would have been like, fucking damn straight, you
Dude,
know? Like,
I actually did have like legit anxiety.
Oh,
Like, you
I
were
had a
there
lot
when
of
I watched it,
anxiety
right?
about it,
I
yeah.
I was like, get in the fucking boat. Like I was yelling at the TV for real.
No, I remember.
Yeah, there were a lot of moments where I was yelling at the TV, and I had already like built up a wall, but it was still it was penetrating through the wall that I'd built up.
So you set yourself up for those, which
For
is
fucked
great.
up moments.
But for me, I like
Yeah.
that shit to drop on me, because that is really, to me, that's what keeps me in a movie.
I feel you.
It's exciting.
Right. I just have to do that because of the PTSD and like because
Yeah.
I don't want it to ruin the rest of my night or
Yeah.
like my week. So
Yeah.
so I have to turn some things off
So
when
only
I
one
feel like
movie's-
it's going a certain way.
Only one movie has ever really fucked, like at least screwed up my night.
What?
You know,
Which
those
one?
Kidnap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, I
She did a lot of dumb shit though, and you were just
Yeah.
as a parent, you were like mad at that, right?
Yeah, I was so fucking mad at her.
Yeah.
Did the parent in you
She's the
come
piece
out?
of shit.
Did the parent in you come out during Bird Box though? Like if you were in
Yeah,
Sandra Bullock's,
a little
that's,
bit,
That's
yeah.
where the anxiety was coming from.
Yeah.
I understood
for sure.
Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock's character. I got it. I understood that why she was the way she was. It was for survival,
Yeah.
you know. But fuck, she should have named that little girl something like else. Like
What was her sister's name? She could have gone
Well,
with her
no,
sister.
she wanted. Okay, Olympia wanted to name her Cinderella,
Oh,
but
right.
Ella,
Ella
for
for
short.
short.
There was a fucking name there.
there was a name already planned out, and it's fine. She could name him Tom. That's fine. The boy.
That was fine.
But
that
no,
that worked.
Yeah.
when she looked at Ella, because I'm gonna fucking call her Ella. I don't give a fuck. That's her fucking name. That's what her mom named her.
Dude, I'm sorry. If you name a kid boy and girl, like for the kids' names, they're gonna be fucked up.
Well, no, because society is different. Everything's
They're
relative.
already gonna be fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
they were
everyone-
born
that's-
into it. They were
They
born into it.
were born into. They don't know any other children.
I know. What I'm saying is, like, even like in the Walking Dead universe,
It
all
just sounds
those
like
kids are gonna
names
be
to them.
fucked up.
Yeah.
It just sounds like names to them.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different world. It's fucked up in our current society, but
No.
when the end of the world happens, if that happens, all bets are off. And
Everybody has PTSD,
and
in
you
these
have to
universes.
focus on surviving. You know, that's
Not
the
to
whole
mention
thing.
everyone's probably going to be stinky.
I think
Very
a lot
smelly,
of moms really like related with Sandra Bullock's character, like a lot. Like I know, like the whole besides the name thing, which I think a lot of people agree on, that was just a dumb move on their part.
Especially if they're misanthropic, you know, they don't like people in general.
But what was it? Oh, I lost my train of thought. I think a lot of moms like related with Sandra Bullock's character because like you have to be serious with your kids sometimes to keep them safe.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be that way. Like sometimes.
And she was like laying the hammer down on those damn kids. It's like, yo, we're gonna do this. It's gonna suck.
If you
if you fuck
move,
up,
if you make a
you're
sound,
dying.
I will hurt you.
Yeah.
When she said that, I'm like, she's
if that
fucking
damn monster
serious.
doesn't get you, my ass is gonna get you.
Yeah, no, that's why I think it's pretty. The whole thing is a metaphor for motherhood. I'm pretty sure. I'm not a mother, but I get it, I guess.
And it took me a few times watching. I think the second time that I watched it with John and Christy, I started at least the whole fear thing, because like the monsters were supposed to be what they feared, their most
your
inner
greatest
fears,
fear or your biggest loss.
And Sandra Bullock's, whenever she was talking with her sister, they're having the conversation of like, you know, you lock yourself up in your room all day long, you should be outside with people. And then whenever she was in the woods, all she was hearing was voices of people. You know, and I know it was probably the thing trying to fuck with her in a way, but I saw it as like, that's her greatest fear, like trying to like make her, you know, kind of add to it.
That makes a lot of sense.
And then the John Malkovich's wife that walked into the fire,
she
was
saw
like,
her
"Mom,
mother."
don't go." And then he says her mom's been dead for 10 years.
Right,
Her
that's her
greatest
biggest
fear
loss.
was losing her mom.
Well, that was her biggest loss. That was one of the things that Home Dude was talking about. It's like, it's either your greatest fear or your biggest loss, you know.
What was funny when we watched the movie was after we watched it, Nico was telling us, he was like, we still just don't know what happened to like the Machine Gun Kelly looking motherfucker.
That's hilarious. He told me about that yesterday, and I laughed really hard.
You had no idea that was actually Machine Gun
I
Kelly.
didn't even know who the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care.
Wait, did you ever watch that video? The one dogging Slim Shady or Eminem?
Slim shit. Damn, John. Are you
Marshall
living in
Mathers.
like 2000, 2001? No, I didn't give a shit.
It was really good.
I think, didn't he come, like, but he came back, like, Eminem came back with something better, though, didn't he? Or
I mean, that would be for your.
I think
I think it's up in the air. I mean,
that's really
I think
subjective.
yeah.
I think, though, what I've been, like, the reaction I've been seeing, though, is that Eminem, like, has it over him.
Everybody already has a high expectation from Eminem.
Sure.
So,
He's the god of rap, man,
No, I
or whatever
feel
it is he
you.
says he is.
Rap god.
Rap god.
Yeah.
God of all time.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
I didn't know what goat meant until this year. Not this year, last year.
It's an animal.
Yeah, apparently it's a sports term.
For God of all time.
Initially. What?
For God of all time.
No, greatest
Oh,
of
greatest.
all
that's what it
time.
means. Greatest, I thought it meant god
Greatest of all
I thought it
time.
was God of all time.
Yeah.
Just greatest of all time, I
Oh,
think.
okay. Great.
So
It's good that we know now.
yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know. But
Machine Gun Kelly.
I don't give a shit about MGK. I don't give a fuck.
I honestly, true story, had no idea it was him, but I just wanted to say
I thought he was just an actor.
that's who I assume he looks like.
That's hilarious.
And then when I found out that it was him, I was like,
That's something that would happen
good
to
for you,
me.
Nico.
Yeah.
You know shit.
Well, you know what I said to you yesterday? I said something to Johnny about, like, well, that's better than me being in, like, Spider-Man Homecoming saying that kid is the kid from fucking Hunger Games and being so sure about it.
Oh, right.
You know, when you were just like, that kind of looks like Machine Gun or
No, yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
you know? And it was.
I just see really skinny white guy, tattoos, blonde hair. I'm just gonna call you a Machine Gun Kelly looking motherfucker. Also, that came on Netflix recently was the Black Mirror movie,
Bandersnatch.
yeah.
which I know you watched like
Interactive.
just recently, right?
I did it last
I had her
night,
watch
and
it.
then I did it with Brent. I
Yeah.
watched Brent do it. I didn't tell him to make any choices.
Yeah.
I let him do his thing.
Whenever they watched it, first off, I was a tad bit upset.
He
but
was upset.
Then again, I was drunk, so that added to it. I just kept saying like, I don't approve of this. I don't approve of this one bit.
It was funny because he was like visibly upset.
Why were you upset?
Because I wanted to watch it with them.
Oh, and
I was sitting outside.
Talked about it before.
Yeah.
And we were gonna watch it
Okay.
together.
Yeah, and I was sitting outside with Gary.
You
we
were
just
left out.
We were just talking music, eating a pizza and just hanging out or whatever.
Drinking.
New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I come inside and I see the white guy with blonde hair, and I immediately knew who it was. I didn't see it, but I saw pictures of him.
He's a kid from Toy Story.
Yeah.
For real.
Sid all grown up. And I immediately was like, "You motherfuckers!" And every time I would pass by him, I don't approve of this. I do not approve of this.
Hey, what cereal did you choose?
The one on the left.
Sugar Puffs? Me too.
Yeah.
I think I went the flakes.
That's what Brent did.
That's what I went with.
That's what it made it go back, didn't it?
No, it doesn't change anything.
Oh.
It doesn't change a goddamn thing.
Netflix
but
like-
later on there's like a commercial for cereal and it's
Yeah.
the one you chose.
Oh, is it?
It's whatever you choose.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because I saw it on there. I was wondering
we got
that.
like the Sugar Puff commercial because we chose Sugar Puffs. Brent got the.
This is one of
Flakes
those
one.
things we might be spoiling.
We need to stop. That's why I'm using the cereal one because it's
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
big of a deal.
That's the thing, though. Apparently, there's like 5 different endings, 5 possible endings.
Well, because you can go to it has a little button after a while, like skip to credits or
Yeah.
whatever. I never skip to credits. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
give
kept
me
going.
more.
Yeah, no, I kept going.
Yeah.
But they say there's 5 different endings and like a trillion different like possibilities, like
Yeah.
routes that you can go.
All kinds of scenes.
And
yeah.
they use the word trillion, so it's like, who knows how many
It feels
fucking
like
things you go.
It
think-
was all about it, though. Like, it was all...
The thing is, it's mind control. Okay.
Yeah.
Like really though, Netflix is trying to control you.
I definitely got a sense of that whenever. I mean, and
That's okay. It helps me choose my movies better. I'm down with it.
Well, they used to have like a thing on Netflix where it was like Max or something, and he would help pick a movie for you if you were
What?
having a problem.
So, like the paperclip guy?
Kinda.
Bring that guy back. I'm okay with that.
Oh, shit.
Like, if you're like scrolling for an hour, man, I can't find it. That fucking paperclip comes out. Looks like you're trying to find a movie.
Oh, man.
Help me out, paperclip guy.
I just want him to like come into my life like randomly, like looks like you're trying to find some tampons or some shit. Just random moments to help me choose.
Aside from that disgusting fact, would you say that you enjoyed the Black? Because we love Black Mirror. Like we watch. Well, I love Black Mirror.
I've only
I don't
seen.
know. We
I've
could
actually only
ask
seen one
Alexa.
episode.
Don't. Not bring it.
Does
not
any-
bring her into
do
it.
we have an echo in here? Because I'm not into that.
We do have an echo in here.
Oh, that's fucked.
But we really
I don't
enjoyed
like
Black
that.
Mirror. I for sure this last season I enjoyed. The season before, I every single season I'd say I really
We're being
enjoyed.
recorded right now, you guys.
For
We're recording.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
you guys are like 2 distracted fucking kids, man. I'm trying to ask a goddamn question.
I'll zip it.
I already asked it to you. Do you not remember because you're so fucking distracted by something else?
Ask me this question again.
Did you like the Black Mirror movie?
Yeah, of course I did.
That's all I wanted to fucking know. Anyways.
Good to have the gang back.
I'm not doodling.
We need
No,
to
thank God for
get
that.
through
Not
this,
yet.
this
Hold on, okay.
itinerary.
I got 2 more things I want to talk about. The other day, I went to visit an old friend of mine, and at her house she has these 2 doofus dog Great Danes, like so big that you could put a saddle on them and just ride them around the
Oh
house.
Jesus.
Wonderful, beautiful dogs, sweeties,
No.
and but total doofuses. Like they try and knock you out with their asses. And I'm like just hanging out with one. I think his name was Riggs, like Riggs and Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon series. If you're familiar with that at all, no, cool.
Nope.
Anyways, and I'm just hanging out with him for a bit, and I started to think like, man, maybe I need a fucking service animal. Maybe that might do me some good. You know what I mean? Like
An emotional support.
a support animal. And I was looking into it and seeing what types of animals people use as service animals and or support animals. Came across a really interesting list, and I want to say if you guys were to, maybe this kind of ties in with my hypotheticals. If you guys were to request a service support animal, and then sweet lady shows up to your door and is like, "We brought it," and then you see this animal.
Brought it. She's real angry
We
about
got it, man. These are okay. Just give me a yes or no. would you accept or would you kindly tell the lady to fuck off?
Okay.
A dolphin.
No,
This is a real thing.
I can't.
They got their
fucking
papers.
believe
Support
that.
dolphin?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Do you think they would let me bring a dolphin into
Chili's?
into Chili's?
It's your world, man. Whatever you need to cope with stress.
I need a dolphin.
A fucking tank that I bring around on wheels. Look,
haul
man, it's
it.
my support animal.
It's my support dolphin. He's got his paperwork, man.
Don't
It
you
all checks out.
discriminate. He's got his vest. That's adorable. It's got a hole for the blowhole.
You can check his paperwork if you want to. He's legit.
Wait, where is their blowhole?
It's on the top of their head.
Oh, then he doesn't need a hole for it in his vest. He needs a hole for his fin.
Yeah. That's so
His
cute.
back fin.
That's
I
a
know,
cute
right?
idea.
Isn't it cute? We need
like
to
an
draw.
adorable-
Someone need Johnny draw that.
I'm gonna have to answer yes.
Yes. Okay. Next one. Donkey.
Yes.
No.
Wolf.
Yes.
Yes.
That'd be
A
badass.
support wolf.
That's badass. This is my support wolf.
Anybody who fucks with me really gets it.
She's getting milk and she's just shaking her head.
Okay. Kangaroo.
Yes, because I can
No.
write in the pouch even though it's sticky.
They punch.
Yeah,
dude.
I was about to say, like, get into a boxing match with your support animal. I don't
No,
think
if you try to jump
it's
into any
trained. It's gonna
animal's-
get trained
Oh, okay.
because it's a support animal.
Unless you try to jump in their fucking pouch.
I'll train it to let me jump in their fucking pouch.
What kind of training?
It's weird. You don't even want to know.
It's already weird.
It's very weird.
I'll say no.
Okay. This next one is near and dear to my heart. Bearded dragon.
Bearded dragon?
Yeah,
For sure.
Absolutely.
Rest in peace, Jack. Pig.
I like a little piglet. I think that'd be cute. A little teacup pig.
Big old fat pig.
That's where I would go.
For sure. Because then, if
It's
he pisses
terrifying.
me off, it's bacon.
Oh well, yeah. I
Bacon
guess so.
time.
Bacon.
Snake.
Snake a snack. Yeah, totally.
With a vest.
Would you get a
Like
service snake?
like a ball python would be great.
Got his paperwork and everything.
Cobra.
No, they're awesome.
King
man.
Cobra.
This next one would be like a
Black
resounding.
mamba.
Yo, fuck yeah. The next one is a resounding hell yes for me. Cow.
Aww.
I would get a fucking service cow.
Was Betsy Granny's service cow?
That was her service cow.
Yeah.
I remember the vest. I saw a video today on the internets, of course, of a guy with a joint that he just fixed up with the paper and everything, and then he put it out to the fence, and the cow came by and licked it.
I saw this. That's cute.
fucking awesome.
I can see it. That's cute. If you find it again,
It was actually
Link
from
a
a
bitch.
site called, it was from a page somebody shared called Hi People Doing Things.
nice. Yeah, well, I'm going to follow that.
Okay. Did you answer?
Yeah, again, with the pig answer,
Yeah.
for sure.
Was that the last?
No, I got one more.
Okay.
But did you answer for cow?
I wouldn't. No, because I don't want to clean up
Beef.
cow
It
shit.
can be messy.
Beef.
And beef is good.
Beef.
but-
Where's the beef? Anyways, okay, last one. Tortoise.
yeah,
They live to be like 180. You got a friend for life.
absolutely.
You got a friend for life. And they can be there for you.
Yeah,
They have
I
their
would.
vest. They got their paperwork. It all
Their
checks out.
vest.
I'm going to have to say a hard yes.
Yes. Hard yes for a hard shell.
Because
you
you
go.
actually could bring that into a Chili's, and then
It'd be chill.
it would be
And
real
people
chill.
would be really into that.
Especially with the
Dude, is
vest.
that a fucking turtle
The
in that
vest
booth?
sold me on
Yeah.
all of these.
Yeah.
Really though?
Yeah.
And they're all shaped for the specific
I
animal.
wouldn't
It's
imagine
not
it'd be like a
it's not
dog-shaped
No,
vest.
it's not an ill-fitting vest. Is all I'm saying.
On a dolphin.
They look
They're
fabulous.
fidgeting with it, like trying to get it to fit and everything like that.
There's lots of colors. There's a variety of colors they come in.
It's supposed to be like army green, always.
Oh, is it like is there a
I
specific?
think so.
I think that's for vets, though.
Oh, yeah. Veteran animals that
yeah.
fought in the war.
The dolphin that was in Vietnam.
The dolphin that has PTSD. I can make
He's
that
got
joke. I have
stories.
Yeah,
PTSD.
he's seen some shit, man. All right, last topic that I wanted to talk about. I got a lot, so I'm sorry for taking up too much. Not sorry. Sorry,
Damn it.
not sorry. One of our favorite comedians is in the news.
Yes.
Louis C.K.
Again?
Oh, he's my favorite.
He made a joke that made people not so happy. And I've heard the joke maybe 3 or 4 times now.
Yep.
You've heard it?
I have.
You know nothing what we're talking about?
I've seen something briefly, but go ahead and explain it to me.
Help me out if I miss anything, okay?
Okay.
The joke is pretty much, and I'm not the comedian, John's the comedian. But,
Sure.
He's talking about how kids these days are... Well, whenever he was a kid, they used to smoke pot, do mushrooms, do all these crazy things, and then the old people would be like, get your shit together. And then he was like, I can't wait till I'm 50 so that I can tell kids, hey, get your shit together. But nowadays, kids are fucking boring as hell, like demanding shit. Like you have to introduce me as them there,
right.
you know, like talking about the all, you know, those kids and everything they're doing, and then talking about like kids should be out living life, doing drugs, getting fucked up, not appearing up in like Supreme Court in suits, like talking about like school shootings and like how they survived school shootings.
Oh, yeah, that's right. People had the problem with the school shooting.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke.
That's what I'm
also,
That's the
I
answer,
fucking
yeah.
agree.
Now,
Though, those kids survived that, and they should definitely have a voice.
no.
I don't think that they should be a figurehead
Like what's
for
her name?
anything, because they're children.
Emma Gonzalez. That
And
chick?
David Hogg, is it
Yeah, yeah.
Hogg or Hogg?
I think it's
That
fine.
guy. Both of them, like,
Well,
they absolutely should voice things, and if they want to go into politics, they're fucking kids. They have their whole lives ahead of them. Like, they can get started now. That's fine.
yeah.
In reality, in comedy world, that's fucking hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how people feel about
the
it.
bottom line, okay, here's where my opinion. Okay, first of all of this was recorded at a comedy show. That should never fucking happen. This shouldn't be in the news. He hasn't worked it out yet. He did not publicly put that on like in public record. This was for his comedy show. So right off the books, it's wrong for us to even be talking about it. Like, I mean, not really, but
It's
for us to know about it.
controversial.
For us to know about it shouldn't happen, because it's not worked out. Not about the controversial aspect, but like this is his stand-up routine.
Oh,
He's trying to
okay.
build it. He's trying to move it
Okay,
up till he
so
can get
it's-
on a special.
So
It's kind of like
you
a
have a
comedian code.
problem.
It's a comedian
You have
code.
a problem with them leaking
The ethics, yeah.
leaking the jokes because it's
Leaking
content.
the jokes,
Leaking
exactly.
content.
100%. And it's not
Okay.
worked out. He hasn't figured it out yet. Exactly. He's working off the laughs. That's what
Yeah,
comedians
that's what they do before they do the big show.
So
they work on
right
it
off
and
the
their
bat,
tour.
there's that. Whoever piece of shit recorded this and made it public,
Right.
fucked everything
You
up.
shouldn't be doing
Second of
that.
all, it's comedy. It's stand-up comedy. This is the only time, including podcasting, this is the only time where you should be allowed to say whatever you want and do whatever you want as far as verbally and bringing up any sort of subject. If it makes people unhappy, they don't have to listen to it. Nobody has to buy that. Netflix doesn't have to
Right.
buy that.
We all have personal freedom and choices. We all can make choices on what we consume and what we pay
Right.
attention to and what we let anger us.
Right, but it's also a right for any service to provide, like, also a right for any company or service to allow you to use their things. So if Netflix didn't want it on there, fucking good for Netflix. They don't have to have it on there.
No, they don't have to.
If any sort of
That,
service doesn't
it's
want,
their business. They like their literal business. They can do
right,
what they want.
right, and technically same thing with YouTube. If they didn't want to air your stuff, they should be allowed to not air your stuff. But what it comes down to is, if you're at a comedy place, you should be allowed to say whatever the fuck you want. Nobody has to be there, as long as it's very clear this is an adult show and there's going to be topics.
There shouldn't be dumbass repercussions like that.
Yeah.
You know, satire used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the day, Stephen Colbert had a show called The Colbert Report?
Oh, yeah.
And it was such good satire that when I
Yeah.
was like 15, I had no idea it was fucking satire.
Yeah. Oh,
I
I
didn't
did
like
too for
the
the
shit he
longest
was
time.
saying at all. I was like, he wants to throw Bibles at gay people out of a helicopter? You know,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with him? And then I realized, oh, I get it. He's
Yeah.
making fun of the fucked up people.
Yeah.
That's what comedy is supposed to do partially.
Yes.
Is laugh at the people that are being
Right.
fucked up and have these bigoted ideas, like race jokes, sex jokes, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
If you get the context and the nuances, you shouldn't like come down on someone for making a joke about something, especially if the oppressed are not the punchline.
Yeah.
The punchline in satire is always the piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, and the thing is like, it's also for comedy, it's kind of necessary, especially with satire, for not everybody to get and understand it.
Right.
You know, it basically, it's supposed to be funny if you're, so to speak, it's supposed to be funny if you're smart. You know what I mean? So you can get it and see through the bullshit.
It's supposed to be
what I mean?
more intelligent comedy, but it just feels like comedy these days, acceptable comedy these days, is just pandery, echo chamber, let's suck each other's dicks bullshit.
Right.
And I just can't. Like, Comedy Central is turning into shit.
Well, there's this one comedy routine. I forgot who did it and what it was called, but it was like a person's name was the title of it.
Okay.
But it was like really, it's far left, and it was very political, and like it was more of a monologue than it was a comedy routine.
That's what it's becoming.
And it's called alt comedy. It's like the whole thing right now. That's what people are
Audience
listening
can't
to.
see this, but I just grimaced really hard at alt comedy.
But basically, I think it should be there. I think there should be all kinds of comedy that, like I said, like it all comes down to, you should have the right to say and use that moment in time for whatever you want. And if you have a following, that's great.
Sure.
But in that specific routine, they mentioned, or she had mentioned, if you are doing a stand-up comedy and you don't have a point, if you don't have a statement, if you're not trying to say something, then it's not really stand-up comedy.
That's bullshit.
I 100% agree. And like that's my whole
Was
thing.
that Sarah Silverman who said that?
No, Sarah Silverman's fucking funny. She's political, and that's okay. That's totally
no, it's
fucking
totally
okay
fine.
to be
I don't give a
political.
fuck. That's fine.
But it wasn't Sarah
But
Silverman.
she's been hypocritical as a comedian lately, and she's been really like pandery.
Again, you know,
I mean, she
if
can
it's
do
your
what she
routine,
wants,
yeah.
you know. And I mean, I like some of the concepts of the show I Love You America on Hulu that she does. I've watched some of the episodes, and I like, you know, some parts of it. And it just, like when she did the Bill Burr interview, when she had him on there, it was really uncomfortable.
It was kind of awkward, yeah.
It was very awkward.
Like there was,
I was uncomfortable for him.
She was just like saying, or somebody was saying like, well, we like each other, even though like they like talk shit about each other or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, we're friends though, right? Like,
Yeah.
and they're just sort of like, I guess I don't. I mean,
and
like,
it was like,
Bill Burr's pretty
why
real.
do you have to
love Bill Burr.
Why do you have
love him
to
too. He's
ask
great.
me this?
Yeah.
Why do we have to state that we're friends? Like,
I'm
I'm on your fucking show, you know?
on
Like,
your fucking show.
I came here, didn't I? No, but no, it's
work on
weird.
it. You can be,
I think I can master it.
a little more work you got.
Listen to more Michael Rappaport.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's great. I
he's
love
in the
his
same
accent.
field.
Oh, he messaged me back on Instagram after that Wilfred video.
I still say
The
Bill
cat.
Burr sounds like Joe from Good Morning Julia.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Julia.
We'll get to that. Anyways, though, yeah, no, like a lot of people aren't really happy with this. Comedians, whatever, internet warriors. But
Just the censorship thing.
Jim Carrey actually came out and he used his artwork, which apparently Jim Carrey is like a great
Yes,
artist.
he's very good.
Yeah.
He drew a picture of the girl Emma Gonzalez,
Okay.
and she's just sort of like standing there, being like just sort of like this tall, strong figure, and like there's this microscopic picture of a naked man, like a guy with his dick out, standing in front of a microphone, and that's supposed to be Louis C.K. Like that was
Where on the picture is that picture?
where is Louis?
Yeah.
Like it's so microscopic that you have to like zoom in, like really, really, really close to it. I just saw like it recently. So.
Oh, he's calling Louis C.K. tiny. And
Yeah.
Okay, I
Compared
see.
to other people like
I
that.
get it.
It's his opinion.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday of somebody talking about
It's
the whole
good
thing
art.
with Louis C.K.
Yeah.
and they were like, they were talking about like how now everybody knows like the worst, creepiest thing about somebody who has worked their way to the top as far as comedy is like an amazing comedian, and then now everybody knows about fucking Louis C.K. and everybody's pictured Louis C.K. beating his little pink meat.
But he's already made jokes about it, so we were already picturing it before.
That's true.
And the thing is, like, I just don't like it when people group certain people in with others. Like, I absolutely do not group Louis C.K. in with Harvey Weinstein.
No, and he's put into that position right now.
And you shouldn't do that.
Right. Anyways, that was fun.
That was fun.
And I would like to move on.
That was a full episode's worth of the first part of our show.
Jesus.
I would like to move on to one of my favorite segments and the whole thing that brought us here together, where I ask you, what you jamming, bruh? Okay, so last year we did our Spotify Wrapped for 2017. Feels like fucking forever ago.
A year.
We decided that we would get back together. Almost a year. Maybe, I think the last show we did was December 17th, 2017.
Something like that,
Here we are, January 5th, 2019. So a year and some change. Not too much change, though. And we're here to talk about our year of music with Spotify Wrapped 2018. So, Miranda.
All right.
Tell us about your 2018.
Well, it was really interesting. As far as how many minutes I listened to. Do you know how many minutes you listened to? Did you put it down?
I have it right here.
You did? Okay. I listened to 30,240 minutes of music.
Hey, good for you, man.
That's 59% more than 2017.
I think mine's actually less than last year. But
really?
That's actually impressive that you did the math for that.
Oh, no, it said it on there. It came up on my Wrapped.
Man, my Spotify is fucking juking out on me, man. Being cheap as hell. Anyways.
And my top artist, Lana Del Rey, made it to the top again.
Really?
I don't know how.
Like number one or like?
Yeah, like number one.
Shit.
I don't know how, because I listened to a lot of different shit this year.
It's safe to say that she's probably going to be your constant, like no matter what.
Possibly, yeah.
I could see that for you, because like I think
she's my bitch, man. She's my
obviously,
girl.
I think we always evolve and we always find new music and let go of older stuff, whatever. But there's always like that little safety net, or like that artist that we our ride or die, or they stay with us forever.
The hours I listened to her though weren't nearly as many as I thought they would be,
really?
Or that they have been in the past.
So when you listened to her last year, if you can remember, like, was it
2017 or 2018?
2018. But when you listened to her then, did she come out with anything new, or was it all just like comfort listening, or
part comfort listening and just putting it on for whatever.
Yeah.
But then she did come out with some new songs.
A new album, or just like new singles?
New singles.
Okay.
Like Mariner's Apartment Complex, Venice Bitch, and
that's clever.
It's cute.
It's cute.
And she is coming out with new music for 2019.
Oh, cool.
She's coming out with a new album called Norman fucking Rockwell.
Okay.
So, little known fact about John, he used to have these little Norman Rockwell paintings all around his room when he was a kid. They were really awkward looking. They were really strange. It's a weird style.
Interesting.
But
Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey. So then we got Cold, and actually
fucking rock band.
the band Cold.
Oh wow, okay.
So crazy thing about that is that Scooter Ward, the singer of Cold, runs the Cold account on Instagram and Twitter, and he followed me on both without me following him first, which was wild. And I was like, oh my God. He watches all of my live streams and my like Instagram stories. So you know those squats I've been doing every day?
Yeah.
He's been seeing those. And I'm like, this is weird.
It's kind of weird.
So I've been listening. That was my second because I'd been listening to a lot of Cold, especially Year of the Spider. I made sure he knew that I love that album.
Did you listen to that band previously, or
when I was it was mostly when I was like a teenager.
Yeah. What was your opinion of them back then?
Oh, I loved them.
Yeah.
Like Year of the Spider is a really important album to me, and there's a lot of songs on it that just like I just sang so much.
Yeah.
That like all the time, and I can just put it on and just be transported back, you know.
Yeah.
And it's something that like I'm sure Johnny was the one that introduced me to Cold in the first place.
Makes perfect sense.
He used to have a Cold T-shirt, maybe one or two, but
probably still has it.
Nope.
No.
Oh man. The third band was Electric Six.
Okay.
I listened to Fire a lot, the album Fire. But I also listened to a lot of their albums for the challenge that I'll talk about later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I listened to other albums.
Who set those up for you?
Oh, nobody actually. I decided to. Yeah, there's a lot of albums that I just decided to listen to. Not all of them were suggestions, but we'll get to that. Kanye West.
Ooh,
was the next
getting into old Yeezy, huh?
Dude, okay, so 2018. Yeah, one of them.
I didn't know that.
Yee or
Yay.
Yeet. It's Yeet.
It's not Yeet. It's not. It's not. I still don't even know what that means. Anyway, but no, this year was the first time 2018 was the first time I ever listened to Kanye West, and I never really gave a shit before, and I thought he was really arrogant and just did not give a fuck. But Brent actually suggested 808s and Heartbreak, that album by Kanye, and I loved it so much that I decided, okay, I get it. I'm gonna listen to all of Kanye's albums for the challenge. So I literally listened to everything Kanye put out that was on Spotify, even the singles.
Yeah,
and it was great. It was wonderful. I didn't let any politics get in the way of the music.
Good on you for that. I am a personal fan of I think the album's called Black Skinhead, or there's a song called Black Skinhead.
Yeah, there's a song called Black Skinhead.
That's one of my favorite songs. I had that on a workout playlist for a while just because
nice.
I like the drums. I like the...
It gets you pumped, doesn't
it? For sure gets me so pumped. And then I can't deny Dear Mama. That song. I mean... Well, Hey Mama, excuse me. Dear Mama is Tupac.
It's Tupac.
Hey Mama by Kanye is great.
Who's a racist now?
Especially... I think,
Wait. Don Cheadle isn't Tim Meadows?
I bet you he played a damn fool in front of you like he did me because he thinks it's cute. Anyways,
fucking hilarious.
Hey Mama, I think that song has a lot of weight especially whenever you look into it, and his mom did pass away, and that had such a huge impact on him that first off, he completely rewrites the song to it being more emotional, and then like seeing videos of him like breaking down and crying on stage.
I think he found out when he was on stage.
Probably,
didn't he,
but
that his mom died?
There was other performances where he would try and play it.
Yeah.
He would try and sing it the normal version, and he's like, I can't give this energy.
Right.
Because she passed away. And then a lot of those lyrics, Hey Mama, I promise I'll go back to school. Wait, no matter, how does it go?
You fucked it up.
Hey Mama, you know I always act a fool. I promise you I'm going back to school. Hey Mama. And just like little things like that. Like that line, I think I associate with my mom, because it's like, I promise you one of these days, once I get my shit together, I'll go back to school, I promise. But, fucking...
But yeah, no, it's been great. I feel like I've seen the light with Kanye.
Really?
Actually, and I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
The last top artist was Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, nice.
because I listened to Rumors this year, the whole thing in full, and I was like, oh, duh, okay, I get it. So, Gold Dust Woman and You Can Go Your Own Way might be my favorites. You Can Go Your Own Way, you can tell how much cocaine they were on and how heartbroken they all were. Like, and Genius, you know, on Spotify, like Genius works with them, and they explain about the whole album pretty much, and when they were doing that album, they were all like doing a bunch of coke, and they were all like breaking up with each other and stuff. So they got an amazing album out of it. Like, I mean, what better for an amazing album? Heartbreak and drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, there's a reason why old hippie ladies love that shit.
My mom
I
loves
really
that shit.
am an old hippie lady at heart, though. Like, I'm old as hell, like, in my soul.
What's the name of the singer?
I'm an old queen. That's what I am.
It's
Stevie
Nicks?
Nicks.
Stevie
Yeah,
Nicks, yeah.
one of the singers.
Yeah. No, my mom's all about Stevie Nicks.
Oh, yeah. Love Stevie.
your mom's not an old lady. She's a
She's not an old lady. So the oldest song I listened to, I don't know if you guys got that on your Spotify Wrapped or not.
I got it. I didn't bother down putting it in my notes, but yeah.
I did because I like who it was. The song is "Looking for a Boy" by Eartha Kitt from 1955. So I listened to "Down to Eartha," her album.
Down to Eartha.
Down to Eartha, yeah, Eartha Kitt. You know, she was Catwoman. She was Yzma in Emperor's New Groove. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then you've seen Holes. Remember Holes with Shia LaBeouf?
It's LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
Never saw it.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, never mind.
I know there's bearded dragons in it.
I had to read the book.
I like the book. I like
Apparently
the movie.
Stanley Nats is the same thing backward.
God damn it, John.
Yelnats. Stanley Yelnats.
Nats. Stanley Nats is not backwards. Okay, but the thing about Spotify, this is a twist. Okay, and no, you know what? I put that in the wrong section. Never mind. That's my Spotify rap.
All right.
Well, I was going to say about 808s and Heartbreak.
Yeah.
I know that Hannibal Buress has this from his comedy act. He was talking about how he went to a Kanye house party and went over there and then noticed Kanye just sitting on the couch listening to 808s and Heartbreak. It actually might not be Hannibal Buress. It might have been the other guy, the other comedian. I forgot his name.
Is another black one?
Indian
Are you
dude.
being racist again?
Aziz Ansari.
Aziz Ansari. I think it was him.
That would make sense.
And he went to a house party at Kanye's, and Kanye was just sitting on the couch. He was like, "You're jamming your own music."
That's kind of funny because like I've heard another version of that, but
yeah,
it's James Hetfield of Metallica.
Yeah.
He was they were like doing something. No, excuse me. It was Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
I get them mixed up sometimes. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, like they were getting ready for a show and just sort of hanging around backstage, and then he hears Motorhead playing in a room, like at full blast.
Yeah.
And he got really excited and was like, holy shit, someone in my band likes Motorhead too.
Yeah.
And then he goes to check it out, and it's fucking Lemmy Kilmister just sort of hanging out with a cigarette and a glass of Jack, listening to Motorhead at like extreme volume. And it's like, there's fucking Lemmy, just hanging out, listening to his own shit.
Why not?
And you compare Lemmy doing it to Kanye doing it. Maybe because Lemmy's like one of the rock gods, and
Well, Kanye's a rap god. He's not the rap god,
Eminem is the rap god.
but he's a rap god.
Slim Shady.
So what's in your 2018 Wrapped, Nico?
me. Okay. Well, I listened to 8,333 minutes, which I think is less time than I did before. I don't remember exactly how much I had before, but I don't know. I think with working a lot and not having my headphones, which nowadays I have my headphones on me all the time, but back then it's like I really don't have time to have any headphones or listen to music.
Yeah.
But now I've just stopped giving any fucks, and I got my earbuds in all the damn time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it might be a small amount of music, but kind of sticking with what I said last time. I I still feel like I'm just picking my shots precisely with my music, and if I need it, I use it for its purpose. And I still, listen to music for fun. Obviously, I'm always gonna love music,
Right.
but I listen to music with purpose now. I guess nowadays, my top artists, number 1 is Seven Dust. 2017 was the year of Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino for me.
Yeah.
I loved that album so much that I listened to it almost every single day. 2018, All I See Is War by Seven Dust was my album. I listened to that shit literally every single day. Every single song. Like, I started from the front, from the start, and I go all the way to the end, and I never skip a song. I listen to it in its entirety every single time. I can't skip any songs because the whole damn album is so great, in my opinion. It's got that energy. It's got that emotion.
Does it flow together just really well?
Yeah, it flows. I mean, on a production value, me and my good friend Gary, we might make the argument that it's a little too overproduced because, like, whenever you listen to them play it live, it's like it sounds nothing like it does on the album. But it fucking works as a phenomenal fucking album, so it's really a hard pickle to be in.
Yeah.
There's just an energy to it that really fit with me, with everything that I was going through. Like, if I was in the dumps, this album brought me back to life for at least 40 minutes, however long the album is.
Yeah.
After Seven Dust, I'm out of booze, but I'm doing a shot. Childish Gambino, number 2.
Yes, of course.
He's still there, man. He hasn't left. I still love Childish Gambino. He's kind of hanging up, his gloves as far as music goes. He did his very last tour.
Really?
He came through Houston, and I was on the verge of going, but the tickets were like $800 fucking dollars.
No.
I'm exaggerating. It was like $200, but still, it was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
was trying to go with a great friend of mine, Haley Baird, and for sure would have gone.
Shout out to Haley.
Haley, you're the best. I for sure would have gone, but I just couldn't do it.
Right.
And then I saw the set list. I saw videos. I was like, the performance was great, but I would have loved to have just caught the encore because he plays like 4 of like my favorite of all time songs
for the encore.
For the encore.
Oh, nice.
Well, he ends his set with "This Is America."
Yeah.
And "This Is America" fucking that came out. We haven't even talked about that shit. "This Is America" was a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah.
I listened to that song a few times.
Yeah.
It makes me want to dance nonstop in my damn dairy cooler.
It's like you're dancing and thinking really hard at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of song that is.
It's addicting. There's a reason that damn music video has 900 fucking million views.
900 million.
People are like, don't meme it. And I'm like, whatever. We're going to meme everything.
Right.
Plus, the This Is America memes are fantastic.
And the fucking videos from the other countries.
This is Cambodia.
Yeah,
there was a bunch of them.
Yeah, there was.
They were all like really good.
This is Mother Russia.
Constant Throwing is a channel that did a lot of memes, a lot of video memes for that. Go ahead.
Also with Childish Gambino, kind of unmusic related, he has a show on FX called Atlanta.
Yeah. It's on Hulu too.
Yeah, season 2 just started on Hulu. It's really addicting.
Really?
Is it? It's kind of weird.
Should I check it out?
I really want you to check it out. Like, it's really great. It's got Zazie Beetz, who plays Domino in the Deadpool movie.
I don't remember.
Deadpool 2, the
second one. Okay.
Anyways, and then a whole bunch of other interesting characters. Someone once said it's like if David Lynch listened to hip hop and made a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
It's kind of out there.
I got into Twin Peaks in 2018, so I'll watch it.
You'll enjoy it, I'm sure. Okay, so after Gambino,
I like Sober from Gambino, by the way.
Hold that thought right there. Number 3 on my list, Anthony Green, the lead singer of Circa Survive. He has a solo project. I know I've recommended his music to you. He just writes really beautiful songs. He does a lot of like acoustic stuff on his own. He has like a band that plays with him called Good Old War.
Oh, cool.
It reminds me of The Last Great Assault.
I'm sure he does. But
I remember them.
But I've loved him ever since his Circus Survive days, and ever since he started writing solo songs on his guitar. They've always been great songs. A lot of them love songs that he writes for his wife. And then one day he came out with an album called Pixie Queen, which is an album that he wrote for his wife to tell her how fucked up he thought she was. It's like,
I'm going to have to listen to it again.
I love you, but you seriously are the most fucked up human being I've ever met. But I love you, and I have 4 children with you. But you're seriously the most fucked up person I've ever met.
There's a song on there. I really liked it.
Cool, thank you.
By the way, but there's a song on there. I can't remember the name of it, but it's not Pixie Queen, the song.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to tell you later what it is,
Okay.
but it just takes me elsewhere.
Right, yeah.
It's amazing.
A lot of his songs do that, and he's got a new song. I mean, it's gonna be a new album. I think it's called "Will We Still Be in Love" or something like that. So it's kind of like they're
part 2.
Yeah, it's in there in like the love song kind of era category, but it's still in that the hard part of being in love with someone.
Yeah.
And I like that he does that. I like that he shows that sort of intimate side about it, and brings you into his life.
Yeah.
In those hardships.
It's not all puppy dog love.
No. Number 4. Favorite band of all time? Deftones.
Deftones, yeah. Makes sense.
Obviously makes perfect sense. Love that band. I don't really think I need to go into why I love them, but I love that band.
They're good.
And then last band on my list is kind of sort of related to Deftones. They're called Dredge.
All
right.
You're the one that suggested Catch Without Arms.
Catch Without Arms.
Yep.
I mean, their drummer is probably one of my favorite drummers. Not nearly as close as Abe Cunningham, but he's just got a fucking power.
I enjoyed that album.
Yeah, it's artistic. It's kind of weird whenever you like read his lyrics, because he's one of those singers that writes poetry and then finds a way of turning it into a song.
And what were we talking about that yesterday? About the writing process.
Yeah. And then
well, you do it with your teeth.
Yeah.
Catch Without Arms.
But that album, and then the next album that they did after that, are albums that I listened to, and maybe it's just me being a musician, but like a lot of times, like I like to pretend that I'm playing the song, and maybe it's the fact that I'm a drummer and like I air drum to everything. But those albums, like I've listened to those albums so many times that if I got behind my drum set, I could probably play them without even needing the music.
Got it.
To be fair, I'm not a drummer, and I air drum to everything.
Yeah. My songs. Okay, so I wanted to do something a little bit different with my songs, because on my list, my top 5 songs are all Seven Dust songs.
That's funny.
Right. So I didn't want to be like, my first one is Seven Dust, my second one is Seven Dust, my third. I didn't want to do that. So I picked the first 5 off of if I go on Spotify on my phone, the first 5 that popped up.
Okay.
The first one, funny enough, is a Seven Dust song.
Yeah.
It's the first one on All I See Is War. Seven Dust, Dirty. Just a fucking energetic way to start an album. Whenever you think about rock albums and what's your introduction to the world, you've been doing this for over maybe 20 years now. Like, how are you gonna show them that you still fucking got it? And they start off with Dirty, and it's just like fucking bam. These guys are like pushing 50, and they're just rocking out so damn hard.
It's like coming in with that. They don't want you to wonder any longer if they still have it.
Totally, yeah. And the fact that they've been doing it for so long, and like they're still coming out with albums, and then this one still hits so hard, and they're still finding that way of remaining so relevant. It's like, you guys haven't lost it. You still fucking got it.
That's cool.
Second one, Childish Gambino, Sober. I am so addicted to this song.
I know what that's like.
I'm addicted to the music video, but I'm addicted to the song. It just starts off with that real simple piano, and then he just comes in with that sweet, sweet honey voice of his, and then the beat comes in, and like I enjoy Gambino, but I like his songs where you want to dance and you want to groove. Him rapping, it's great. Sweatpants is like the hardest fucking song in the world. My architect knows Japanese.
My architect knows Japanese.
Okay, but no bullshit. That song goes so fucking hard. Rich kid asshole, paint me like a villain. Like,
are you eating though?
Like,
are you eating though? What is it? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are for beginners.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
My architect, no Japanese.
Sweatpants is great. You've heard Sweatpants, Miranda?
Is that that's a song?
Yes.
On which album?
The internet.
The internet.
Oh, I haven't listened to that album.
That's the one.
Okay.
How was that not on your 316?
Nobody suggested it.
Oh, we fucked
Awaken
up.
My Love was
done
suggested.
fucked up.
Done fucked
You
up.
did.
We done fucked up.
Anyways, back to sober. I think I enjoy it for it. The music production of it. I love his vocals. I think the music is great. Everything like that. The moment, I guess you want to call it the hook, whenever that bass just boom, and I know it's gonna fuck you up. I'm sorry, but like just like that that huge bass moment wherever it hits.
Yeah.
It's like that's like the greatest fucking moment of the song, man. Like
Christy actually has footage of me dancing for her to that song.
Oh Jesus!
yeah.
Don't link a bitch.
I will not link him. I did something crazy last night that she took a video of. I was like, you better not ever fucking.
That's for her.
It wasn't. I mean, it was weird, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
seductive.
Anyways,
Back to sober.
back to sober. I guess I really put more emphasis on the video because I think that's what obviously had a more lasting impact on me. It's of Gambino in a diner, and he sees a woman come in, and then he stumbles his way over in like the most awesome way, and you can tell he's fucked up on something. If like all the darkness around his eyes and the way that he's just sort of like moving around, and then he just starts to flirt with this girl.
Yeah,
and then
That's a cute video.
yeah, and then at the very end, she goes away,
and it's like it never happened.
It never happened.
Yeah. Have you seen that music
I
video?
have.
Okay.
Haley Beard, once again, shout out. I watched and listened to that song for the first time with her, and she showed me that there's a clock in the background the whole time, and it never once changes. It stays the exact same
so is
time.
he just daydreaming?
Exactly.
No,
And for someone like me, I think that feeling stands true, where it's like you're only your most confident and bravest in your head, and like he showed his confidence by like dancing in front of her and like doing this whole thing, and she dug it. She enjoyed it for a moment, and then she went away, and then he realized, oh shit,
It's performance art.
yeah. I love that song. I listened to that shit really like whenever I first heard it on repeat every single day.
It's good. It's fucking solid.
Very catchy song. Third song, Say Anything. Are you familiar with that band?
Yes.
Pop punk band. They have a song called Cemetery. I recently learned how to play it on the guitar. For my my bear friend set that I want to do.
Yeah.
This is one of the songs that I want to play. It's I mean, Say Anything kind of has this thing where they have like this pop punk sort of music, but they have like the cuteness of like.
Well, they have well written shit.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
This one just sort of talks about like whenever I die, like I'm gonna tell them up in heaven about you, and hopefully that gets me into heaven, because you're the only good thing in my life. Like just sort of like really cute things like that.
There's one song that I really like from them.
Alive with the Glory of Love.
Yes, holy fuck,
That's the
a
one
good
that everybody loves, and I love it too.
Yeah.
That was me and Amanda Valentine's song when we dated.
Oh yeah.
It was a sweet song.
When I was it?
When I watch you, wanna do you right where you're standing.
I feel so left out.
Yeah.
It's probably a genre of music that you probably would have shunned when you were younger.
Yeah, I did too.
I
did too.
But
I listened to Majora Minora this year though for
Oh, yeah?
the challenge, and it was good.
yeah, no, it
was surprising.
It's fun music. I enjoy it, and especially if you want to like tell
It's
someone
light
that
enough.
if you tell someone that you like you kind of got the likes for them, it's like I'll play the sweet song real quick.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cute.
my next one, Anthony Green. He has a song called "Keep Your Mouth Closed," or excuse me, "Keep Your Mouth Shut." It's off that new album that I was telling you about, "Will We Still Be in Love?" And kind of what I gather from it is it's I can't remember the lyrics, but he's like, so keep your mouth shut, you fool. When words don't mean a thing, keep your mouth shut, or something like that. And he's just sort of talking about how like you're the only good thing in my life, So don't screw
Don't
it
fuck it up, right?
Don't fuck it up by saying
Yeah.
something stupid. You're all I fucking have left.
I need to listen to this album.
Yeah, that's really
This
good.
is Anthony Green.
Anthony Green, yeah.
This guy has problems.
He does.
He needs a therapist.
He's like a recovering heroin addict. He's almost overdosed like several times. He's been checked into fucking whatever you want to call it because his wife had like 3 abortions.
Holy shit!
Like, and he's a fucking rock singer. Of course he's fucked up. Damn rock musicians.
Did I say he was
Damn
fucked
rock
up?
musician.
Yeah.
I'll take it back, man.
Aw.
I feel bad now.
Yeah.
Aw.
Shout out to Anthony Green.
Yeah.
And then finally, the song that I hate to go to this place, but when I die, I want this song played at like the very last moment, like as they're like closing me up and then shipping me off to wherever.
To Boston.
The song is called "Going Home" by Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys. I know I've sent the song to you. I don't think you've ever heard it. And honestly,
shit.
I listened to it more than once too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will I cry?
I don't know if
Maybe.
you cried.
He told me to sit out in the sun when it was all pretty, not in my bedroom.
I said, listen to the song with the sun.
Like,
and-
don't be in the garage or your bedroom. Like, get in the fucking sun, you fucking sad bitch.
Yeah. And
So, it was beautiful, and I did.
it's an acoustic song, and let me look up the lyrics real quick. Talk amongst yourself real quick.
It is a really good song, though.
I'm surprised that well, I guess the Black Keys are no more.
I'm not sure.
But that guy, the artist, is pretty fucking talented.
He
He
is.
goes all over the place in genre.
Dan
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Auerbach.
Yeah.
Auerbach.
I never know how to pronounce his name. I see it written and there's a lot of
Auerbach?
fucking letters.
Is it Auerbach?
I
Yeah,
was going to call
okay, okay.
That's what I always say.
It's gonna be like arachnid.
Okay, I'll just read the whole damn song for you if I can.
Will we have time?
I've spent too long away from home, did all the things I could have done, gone all the days of endless thrills. I know I'm not the only one, so long, I'm going home. I saw the streets all ripe with jewels, balconies, and the laundry lines. They tried to make me welcome there, but the streets didn't feel like mine. So long, I'm going home. And this was always the one that hit with me. I want the sun to hit my face through oak trees in the open lot. Forget about the things you want. Be thankful for what all you got. So long, I'm going home. And when I say it out loud like that, it's okay. But when he sings it,
Yeah.
and then the melody of his guitar, and then all the extra things that are going on, it's truly just an incredibly beautiful song. And it hits me hard. You know what I mean? Especially after like those hard moments that you try and get through. It's just,
gentle enough.
Yeah.
Is it at that Charles Bradley level?
Not Charles Bradley.
No.
but-
It's more of a healing song, I think, for me at
Yeah.
least. The tone of it is very healing.
And honestly, like, I don't think I showed
Very
you that
gentle.
song because it's kind of too precious to me.
But he showed me that song.
No. It's kind of too precious to me that I'm scared you'll make a joke out of it.
Oh, that's how I deal
I know,
with pain.
and but there's part of me that's like, you can't do that shit to this song, man. I won't allow you to
That's
do
why
that.
I had to tell Lacey a long time ago. I'm like, hey, I would like to hear Neutral Milk Hotel. Because she didn't want to show it to me because she's like, this is really important to me. And really easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
And it is.
So I kind
I
of
made a lot of fun of Neutral Milk
I
Hotel.
bet you did. I love it, though. I mean, I love On Avery Island and one song from Over the Airplane. On the Airplane Over the Sea. Whatever the fuck.
Do they have a song called Three-Headed Boy?
I think it's, isn't it? Is it two?
Two-headed boy.
Why does everybody fucking bring that song up? Like, it's not that
That's usually
great.
Because that was the
Oh,
song.
Comely is like
I've heard that one too.
is that was the one that like got my attention. But anyway,
Real quick though, I had a few honorable mentions that I wanted to bring up that just recently
Yes.
kind of came into my life that I just wanted to say. Disorder by Joy Division.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. I'm having this debate with myself how this song makes me feel.
Yeah.
Does it make me feel sad and alone, or does it make me feel free? Now hear me when I say this, okay?
Okay.
So it starts off with this kind of up-tempo beat.
Yeah.
Bass line that fucking kills it. And then the guitar comes in. Bum, ba, da, 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 da. Okay. when I listen to that song, there's two kind of scenarios. There's two things that play in my head.
Yeah.
The sad and alone one is I'm at a party.
Yeah.
And then full of all my friends, relatives, everybody that's ever meant anything into my life, but I feel absolutely completely alone. And like that moment of like that realization, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Yeah.
Then the other scenario in my head is I'm on an open road on a motorcycle, on a crotch rocket.
Right.
And then I'm just soaring into the sunlight.
Yeah.
Because I'm absolutely free. Nothing is behind me. Everything is in front of me. You know what I mean? Like those
I guess
are the
it's
two.
a choice that you have to make on how you feel.
Yeah.
How you want to feel.
Oh shit.
What?
Hey, yeah, from Outkast.
Oh, that's another good one.
That has that dual.
Yeah, you could take. It depends on how you listen to it.
That's absolutely true.
It's like the Laurel.
Don't.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Was it Laurel and Yanni? Laurel, and you listen to it, and depending on what you're trying to listen to,
that's government mind control.
You'll either
what that
listen
shit
to
is.
Laurel or you'll listen to Yanni.
Or you'll
Our
hear
audience
it.
knows you're just out of the loop.
Okay.
But no.
Okay.
Hey Yeah from Outkast is one of those that like it's either really fucking depressing or it's happy as fuck.
Yeah.
Just cover Hey Ya and make it like acoustic and just slower and it's sad.
Someone already did it. His name's Obadiah Parker.
Well then,
it's a beautiful rendition of it. And then also, if you ever watched the show Scrubs on Comedy Central, the Zach Braff, the doctor show, there's an a cappella group in that show, and they do a rendition of that song.
I don't do a
really
cappella
well.
groups.
Are they doctors or surgeons?
The group is actually like lawyers or something like that. It's the bald guy that everyone sort of makes fun of in that show. I forget his name. It's been a while since I've watched it.
It's been a while since I've
whole
seen
different
it too.
episode. Anyways, yeah, I'm having that debate with that song. I love the song. I'm surprised I never heard it before until you posted a video of the Addams Family or whatever.
Disorder.
Yeah.
That's what they were dancing to. That's the song.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
yeah,
that's what he hadn't heard.
Oh, it's
before.
so fantastic.
But I've been all into fucking Joy Division.
Oh yeah.
I knew who they were. Obviously, I know that cover.
Yeah.
It's one of like the most familiar covers ever, but still I never really took the time to listen to it. And then I listened to Level Terrace Apart or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoyed that. But then I listened to that song and then I just had this huge dilemma. It's like, wow, I don't know what to feel, but I know I love this, but this song can stir me in one or two directions.
Yeah.
And either way, it either ruins my day or it makes me feel incredible.
Well, the story is just so fucking depressing.
Yeah. Apparently there was a movie made on the guy.
Yeah, we got to see it. We have to see it.
It was like some movie.
Ian Curtis is the singer.
Yeah.
Is he also the singer of New Order?
No,
that's
so
a bass player, isn't it? Or is it somebody else?
No, the rest of the band became New Order.
Oh, right.
The rest of the band became New
after
Order.
he killed himself.
Oh, okay, okay, and then they have a different.
But there is a scene from the movie, and the guy who plays Ian, like looks almost identical to him. Like great casting on their part. But they're at a gig, and they're about to go out, and he has his arms on his shoulders, and he's just holding, like he has his head down, and he's just, I can't do it, because obviously he wasn't all that right in his head. And his band, they're going out to the stage, they're getting set up and everything like that, and the manager goes up to him, and is like, are you okay? Can you do this? And he just sort of looks up, and he just sort of shakes his head no. Like the whole time, you can feel it in his face. It's like he's going through some shit. He can't do his job. He can't play music. And then the band starts playing Disorder, and the manager, he calls out to another singer, and obviously he's British. So he's like, oi, mate, oi, come on, and then he's like, hey, do you know our songs? Yeah, I know the songs, mate. And he's like, all right, well, I want you out there. I want you to play Disorder, this, and this song. And then he goes out, and then the audience is just booing because it's not Ian. It's some other bloke.
Yeah.
And he starts to sing it, and he actually does a kind of somewhat decent job singing it as far as like the low tone that Ian has.
Yeah.
And then Ian, he's still back there behind the stage, and he's just like kind of like shriveled up and like kind of feels guilty about it now.
Yeah.
And then he's like, in this manager's like, listen, mate, you just go out whenever you're ready. You don't, just doing this, trying to cheer him up, whatever. And then next, he comes out of the curtain, and then the fucking, like goes fucking nuts. But he's still just kind of all shriveled up and like scared and nervous or whatever. And the other guy goes away, and then he gets behind the mic, and he just sort of waits for the next verse to start. So he's just sort of standing there for a moment because there's kind of a break. in the song between
Right.
verse 1 and verse 2. And then he starts singing, and then everyone's just jumping and having a great time or whatever. And then about midway into the second verse, he's like, I can't do this. And then he just goes off stage. And then the other guy tries coming back to sort of like save the day or whatever, and everyone just goes back to booing. And then like fucking rowdy audience members, they get up and they try and kick the shit out of the guy.
Jeez.
And then the bass player, this hard ass, he like fucks up the audience member. There's a huge brawl over fucking Joy Division. Crazy ass
Good old
scene.
days.
But I felt it, man. Like, it's like that.
Yeah.
That felt like that explained a lot of what that. I mean,
Fun
Yeah.
fact, Joy Division is the name of the sex slavery division in concentration camps.
Wow.
I don't know if that classifies as a fun fact.
I don't think it does.
No.
I'm about it. Anyways, but that song, love that song. Another song that I really enjoyed. Oddly enough, I was never a real big Seether fan,
Oh God.
Yeah.
Never really
I
a big
feel you.
fan.
Yeah.
but they have a song called "Against the Wall." They have two versions of it. They have the rock version of it, and then they have an acoustic version of it. And it just sort of feels.
If you like it, I'll give it a shot.
I'd say give it a shot. It's really just sort of about like finding that thing that everybody's talking about, and that being like happiness,
Right.
and like trying to and finding the missing piece. You know what I mean? Everybody else has it. I don't have it. Am I not supposed to have that piece that I hear about all the time? So it's a pretty sweet song, both versions of it. And then lastly, 30 Seconds to Mars has a song called "Rescue Me." And it's another one of those cases where the music video adds a lot of weight to it. And for a
okay.
while, I stopped liking 30 Seconds to Mars. Like, they had a phase with me where they were like a rock band.
It was the Joker thing, I think.
No, it wasn't the Joker thing. It was the Jared Leto, like, becoming trying to be Messiah or whatever, like, with his
That's
long
weird.
Jesus hair and, like, trying to, like, start a cult with his band or whatever. And,
Sounds hot.
pretty hot. 10 out of 10 would fap. Anyways. So I really fell out of love with their music, and they released a song called "Rescue Me," and it's kind of dealing with the same themes of, like, you know, let go of the bad parts and embrace the good parts, and
Yeah.
it's really inspiring. But the music video, it shows like kind of people showing off their imperfections,
Yeah.
like what I forget what it is, but whenever like the skin condition wherever like you're white but you have like the,
Vitiligo?
Yeah.
Vitiligo?
you know what I'm
Vitiligo?
talking about though.
Yeah.
That, it has people with that, people with blemishes on their faces, a
Mm-hmm.
blind person, someone with a gap tooth that was like beautiful
Yeah.
face but a real huge gap in their teeth, you know, just sort of like
Yeah.
showcasing their insecurities. And like the song is building and building, and once it hits the chorus, like it just shows them like straight into the camera, like
Right.
just screaming right into it, like letting out all of their frustration in like
Mm-hmm.
a real healthy way.
Super cathartic.
Yeah, and then like they just start kind of dancing with the music. They're,
Yeah.
they're letting all their emotions out and just sort of feeling the music.
Cool.
I would definitely want
You
you
said
to.
that was the Seether one?
No, that's 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh, it's the 30 seconds.
30 Seconds to Mars at Rescue Me.
Rescue
Listen to the
Me.
song. Great song. They kind of have this electronic drum sort of vibe now, more than like a rock setup.
Sure.
So definitely would.
That's cool.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
That's what I'm jamming. Hey, John, what you jamming, bro?
All right. Well, I don't have near enough shit to talk about like you did, man. You had stuff set up for what you had. Okay, so the artist that I have was Deftones.
Deftones. Now, why oh why have you been listening to so much Deftones, John?
Okay, there's only one reason I've listened to so much of it, and you know all about this.
I do. I'm asking just for fun. I know
Okay.
why, but
Yeah.
the listeners don't know why. Well, maybe some of them
So
do.
yeah, so right now you and I are part of a tribute band.
Yes.
Well, we're not like a regular tribute band where we just do a band. It's instead one album,
Right.
which is Around the Fur.
Round the fur.
And so we're inside the fur.
Who came up with that damn name? Was it you or was it Dwayne?
I want to say Dwayne did.
Okay. Real quick though, in this tribute band,
Yeah,
we have a guitar player.
yeah, which is Dwayne Trahan.
Yeah, old friend. Known him for a while.
Yeah.
I was sort of in a band with him
Yeah,
before I Awake was born. Myself, Dwayne, Gary, and some dude who I don't even remember his fucking name had us a little thing together,
right.
and we rocked out. Had some good times. and that's how I know Dwayne.
I auditioned for him and Gary the first time I ever auditioned for Gary.
Yeah. Before I jammed with Gary, you jammed with him first, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't make the cut. I made the cut, but you didn't make the cut. Anyways.
All right. So,
Sorry.
yeah,
Humble brag.
he plays guitar,
Yeah.
and we got old Reedy Step playing bass.
Step, our brother of Before I Awake, and our brother in general, because he's always been one of the greatest dudes, greatest friend.
But so this past 2018, we've been working together to play a show, and then that's one and done. You know, if we decide to take it on, that's you know,
A conversation to be had, but
conversation to be had
until we get then, we've been listening to that album
nonstop,
nonstop.
learning it.
Well, I was already listening to it nonstop because
Yeah.
I'm the hugest Deftones fan in the
Yeah.
world, and
It's in my top 5.
yeah, that album,
Pretty solid.
it's up there.
It's still a toss up between that and White Pony for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Around the actual song itself was one of the first drum beats that I ever learned by Deftones, and
Yep.
actually what landed me the gig that I got that you didn't get. Whenever, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, that's one of my favorite drum beats.
Savage.
Yeah. But no, I mean it's all in fun.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna make it happen. We haven't really practiced lately. We've had a lot going on.
Yeah,
And,
busy ass adult schedules. But the time that we did jam out together,
it's pretty solid.
We just went into it so smoothly, man. Like,
Smoothly,
sure,
yeah.
it's gonna have its little
Yeah.
hiccups or whatever, but it's one of those, like, we know the material. We know this
yeah.
shit so well. It's in our bones.
Yeah.
That even if it doesn't sound perfect,
Yeah.
like, it's perfect to us because it's like we know what we're doing. We feel it.
And the thing about it being a tribute band is it's not real easy to get us all together for sure, and
Yeah.
it's hard to get any sort of practice in.
Fucking Reed's over in Galveston or whatever.
But he's
and-
even further now.
Oh, is he?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh shit! And Dwayne's wherever the hell he is. So yeah, it takes
Yeah.
it's a process to get us all together
So-
under
but
one roof.
luckily, instead of it being music that we just make together,
Yeah.
it's all on an album
Yeah,
already.
we can listen to it. And we can learn
we can
on our
practice
own
on
time.
our own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then whenever we're ready, we can fucking get into it.
Yeah. So there's that. Then that's why all the tracks that I had were all Deftones songs.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to do exactly what you did.
Yeah, that's cool.
So first band was Deftones for the very obvious reason.
Yeah.
Oh, and I had 25,628 minutes.
Good for you,
I
man.
still beat you by 5,000, huh?
You had
Nice.
Like 33,000?
30,000.
Oh, 30,000.
you had a challenge.
Get to that later.
Yeah.
So
He's like, you didn't beat me.
I also listen to a lot of fucking podcasts.
That's true.
So second is Prayers, which is Cholo Goth.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to get into that stuff. But like, I just don't know how to do it, man. We went to go see Perfect Circle, and I remember seeing a bunch of Cholo Goths there.
That's awesome.
And I was legitimately
Yeah.
like, what are all these people doing here? Like, it was weird to
It's
me.
a thing, man.
Yeah.
It's-
Go to San Antonio.
You just go on
That's where I
Instagram.
fuck up.
That's
where
what
you're
it
fucking
is.
up. You have to go to San Antonio to see all the Cholo Goths. They're
Marissa
hanging out in the
says that.
Or like
graveyards.
East LA or something like that.
East LA graveyards.
Yeah.
Cholo Goths everywhere. But they deck out. in
I believe,
goth.
oh, yeah. Everyone that I saw, fucking
For sure.
all black.
They look
Neck
trad
tattoos.
goth.
You got to, yeah.
Bunch of teardrop
They go
tattoos.
trad.
The webs, for sure.
For sure the
They
webs.
will have the webs.
My dad has
Double
a web
webs.
tattoo.
You have to see the web in the fishnet.
Yeah.
Right? Webs and fishnets. Cholo goth.
That'll be my Cholo Goth album, Webs and Fishnets.
Oh, god damn it. You can't do Cholo goth, though.
Don't you dare.
Tell me what I can
those
and cannot
locals
do.
forever.
I was just about to say, you've seen Blood In, Blood Out just enough times to sort of qualify as a...
I'm Miklo, dude.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely Miklo.
Oh, Jesus
My
Christ.
skin might be white, but I'm brown on the inside, Holmes.
Oh, my God.
That's such a good movie.
Sure.
Can we watch that after this?
It's like 4 hours long.
You take me home first.
All right. So Prayers.
Okay.
Because it's also an amazing band.
Yeah.
Starfucker.
I like some Starfucker.
Starfucker's
A
good.
few songs on my 2018 Wrapped list with Starfucker. I think Florida is on there.
Florida's a good one.
Then German Love. Is that?
German Love is so
Yeah.
good. Yeah. All on that same album.
They're
Same album you should have done.
I did.
Yeah.
Is it Starfucker?
Yeah.
By Starfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
it's got
creative.
like there's some songs that are like they
Spelled
kind of
different.
They have a happy kind of feel to them.
Yeah.
They didn't make it into the favorites at all. I got
But
all.
fucking hold it. God damn it, we'll get there. But I still really enjoy their songs. Reginald, whatever the shit is.
Yeah.
That's always been one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. Gregory Ringwald, or I don't know.
Whatever. Reginald. The
Reginald.
Reginald song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I really like that song.
So I mean, yeah, that's music that's kind of like really, it scratches an itch. You know what I mean? Like it makes you feel good just having like these repeating sounds in the headphones. You know what I mean? It's one of those like just good jams.
I understand.
Next one was Chelsea Wolfe.
Oh yeah.
Never heard it.
Oh, she's cool, man. She's cool.
Kind of very goth in style, but also acoustic. Like I would say that the album, the Penholder EP album, was closely related to bands like Chelsea Wolfe.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because it's just like it's a dark folk feel.
Yeah.
So it's hard to explain, but
Well, she did stuff with King Dude, who we saw before he opened for Ghost.
Yeah, she did stuff with King
and
Dude.
that was great.
Yeah. And then there was Uringer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is Jimmy Urine of Mindless Self-Indulgence. Has an album on his own. Just came out recently. And it was just fantastic, and I put that bitch on repeat.
How did you feel about the last track? Because it was the last track is a recording, sounds like his dad or something, like responding to the entire album. He's like, "This is what you've been doing for 4 fucking years, or 2.5 years, I think is what it's called."
Yeah,
2.5 years, something like
I
that.
mean, I think it could have been a manager or like.
Yeah, it was an older male
agent.
figure. It sounded like.
But to me, it sounded like satire.
I'm sure it could have been.
Because
It could
Jimmy
have been.
Aaron's one of those people
But it
like,
still made
who
me
has a
sad.
sense of humor in all the things that he does.
Sure, and self-deprecating. It definitely has the ability to be that. But
There might
like,
be some realness to it.
But the music with it, you know, and being a musician or you know, musically inclined in any way, and especially if you're not putting anything out, or you put something out after a long time of not doing anything, like it hurt a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Like that recording, I was like, oh, like I empathized for Jimmy, even if it was satire. Like I had empathy.
Hey, but you know what? That's how Jimmy gets down.
That's how Jimmy fucking gets down.
Which is a track on the album. That's how Jimmy gets down.
That's a great album.
Who did he had some people on the fucking album.
He had a lot of really interesting guests on that album.
Was
remember.
it Jared Leto being one of the guys on that?
Possibly. I wouldn't rule it out. You'd have to
No, it was
look.
Gerard Way.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. He did have Gerard Way. That's right. Yeah.
But that whole album was fucking solid.
Yeah.
I loved it. I just kept listening to it, and that's the only thing that he has underneath his name like that. So those are my artists.
I didn't. Is that all of your 2018 Wrapped or what?
That's all the artists.
That's all the artists.
The 5
okay.
artists.
Yeah.
And so I had nothing but Deftones songs
right.
for the track. So I'm going to do like Nico did and do the top 5.
Sure.
Or the first 5. First one was My Own Summer, Shove It.
Great song.
Yeah.
Probably my theme song.
Yes, it is.
And that one, Nico can do the 2 hits on the drums, and then I know exactly how to just jump into it on guitar.
That's the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Tears in the Rain from Prayers.
Okay.
Which is a fucking solid. It's a goth sounding song.
Which
It's
album is
so
that
good.
on? Is that SD Killwave?
That's Baptism of Thieves.
Oh, okay.
Which again sounds like Cholo goth.
Yeah, doesn't
yeah,
it?
this all sounds very cholo.
All of it is. Honestly, on that album, it's really funny because he has this song where he's talking about like, he's like, I'm fucking your girlfriend and I'm wearing her lipstick.
Yes.
Like that shit to me is like, this is awesome. Like,
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
then my next song would be Medusa from Emma Ruth Rundle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think I listened to a few of her stuff.
And that's in the same field of like Chelsea Wolfe.
Okay.
To me, it's like really dark and
Yeah.
acousticy and
But a little more folk than goth.
Yeah.
A little more.
Yeah, 'cause-
leaning more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good. The first 3 songs, yeah. Medusa, Miranda sent both of us, and
I
the
sent a
link to
bunch
it.
of people.
Yeah.
There was like a handful of people that I was like, I need them to hear this now.
The first 3 songs on the album are amazing. One of the songs I actually covered and put it on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
But they're all fucking good. They're so good.
That song actually, because I didn't even go over my top songs. I don't know why I skipped it, but that Medusa's in my top as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fourth one on here is Real Motherfucking G's from Eazy-E.
Nice.
Oh, Brent would be happy about that.
That one was so fucking good. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Okay, so it's a diss track from Eazy-E, and it had a lot to do with the politics of the day. Back then, basically he's dissing Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Oh, snap.
And it's funny because he's calling them studio gangsters throughout the entire thing. Like, y'all weren't shit. I was doing the real shit.
Yeah.
He was talking about, like, I've done real shit.
Right.
You guys are studio gangs. You're only talking shit, but you haven't done anything. And not to glamorize
Like a drugstore
real
cowboy.
gangsters or anything, but, like, if you fucking do it, you got a right to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. What was it called again?
Real Motherfucking G's, but it's spelled weird. It's a
I'll find it.
Mutha or Phuckkkin G's,
Got it. I'll find it.
and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But
I always enjoyed me some Easy.
the whole
Brent
thing
loves
is it's got
Eazy-E.
the what is it called, the wiggly worm sound in the background.
A theremin?
No, it's not. It's a synthesizer sound.
It's a wiggly worm. Is what
It's
it is.
a funky worm is actually the term for it.
Oh.
Funky worm is the term, and I actually have that somehow on my acoustic goth stuff.
Is
Funky worm.
Wiggly worm sounds better.
Yeah.
Does Gin and Juice have that on
Yes,
there?
it's
Okay,
the
I know
Funky
I know
Worm.
what you're talking
I
about.
actually
gotcha.
have a playlist on Spotify called The Funky Worm,
That's fantastic. I'm gonna find
and it has tracks
That's awesome.
with Funky Worm
Fantastic.
because I like it.
You like that
I
sound.
fucking like it.
I feel you.
It's like theremin but controlled.
I could totally see. Yeah.
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 And then the last one that I'm gonna say is Spun from Chelsea Wolfe.
Yeah. Chelsea Wolfe.
It's good.
Never heard it, but I'll definitely check it out.
Chelsea
She's
Wolfe, man, you gotta
cool,
check it out, man,
man.
for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the dark stuff. It's actually a little bit more heavy, and it becomes like a death metal song.
So, is this the end of your 2018 Wrapped?
2018 Wrapped. If I can mention anything else about what I've been listening to, 12 Foot Ninja, Blacklight Burns, a new one I listened to recently called Skinned, and my playlist that I made on Spotify. Everybody subscribe. Molly Ringwald's Damp Nightmare.
Yes, love it. Love that playlist.
Awesome.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Well, hell yeah.
Well, I actually skipped over my Watcha Jammin.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna take it back. Okay.
Let's take it back a little bit.
You have 1 minute.
That's some bullshit.
5.
5
4.
minutes. Oh, all right. So,
3.
Watcha Jammin? I've been jamming pretty hard lately. Some Mike Patton. Mike Patton is a singular person.
Fucking Faith No More guy?
Yeah,
Oh, shit, yeah.
dude.
Love some Faith No More.
Dude, I just got into Faith No More.
My dad got me into Faith No More.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so fucking glad. So, all right, the first time I was ever introduced to Mike Patton was through Tomahawk, and it was this guy I dated for like a couple of weeks in college, and I wasn't even in college at the time. I was just going to the college, just to hang out. He showed me the song "God Hates a Coward" by Tomahawk, another Mike Patton band. And I just fell in love. Like, I didn't know I needed it in my life until then. And then that's when I realized, like, there's a certain kind of music that scares me in the right ways. It's weird. I'm on that weird shit.
Okay.
So
Nothing wrong with that weird shit.
So I made a playlist for weird music like that. It's got Primus, Tomahawk, Babes in Toyland.
Nice.
Dude, Fontanelle is a fantastic album. That's the one with
With Bruce Violet.
Bruce Violet. Ghost Main, only Mercury retrograde.
I'm only about that Gucci Mane, but if Ghost Mane does it for you,
No,
that's cool.
just the Mercury retrograde. That was actually my top song this year. Oh, Jesus. And then, but no, I've been listening to a lot of Mike Patton, getting really obsessive. I'm in my little Mike Patton phase with Tomahawk and Faith No More being like the main bands he was in, you know. And of course, you know, he started with Mr. Bungle, and that's a pretty interesting project.
Yeah.
And then I have this playlist called What About This, James? And it's my Laura Palmer playlist for Twin Peaks.
Right.
And it's just a bunch of songs that remind me of Laura Palmer. It's got like Julie Cruz, Nicole Dollanganger, Depeche Mode, just anything that gives off that tortured teenage girl going through way too much shit.
I've been there, man.
I know, right? But and the top songs for the 2018 Wrapped, it's Mercury Retrograde, Undertow by Krista Bell.
Wait, what?
Undertow by Krista Bell.
Is it like a cover of a Tool song?
It is absolutely not.
Oh.
No, it's Krista Bell was in. She's also an actress. She played an agent in The Return of Twin Peaks, or Twin Peaks: The Return. So then I saw that she did music as well, and I looked that up, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty good. Copycat by Billie Eilish. She's like 16 years old, but she's making music, and she's cool.
Yeah, man.
She's chill. And then It Jima remix by Keith Ape. I fucking love that song.
I don't know what it is. That's why I'm shaking my head.
I'm gonna
completely
send
ignorant
it
to
to
your shit.
you. I'm gonna send it to you.
It sounds pretty weird, but
I get made fun of
but
for it.
the one that's in charge of the weird music on this show is my best friend to my left. So I'm gonna segue into our next segment. Jesus fucking Christ, are we on hour 5? Anyways, next segment, John's weird music.
What you got?
All right. For 2019, we're going to start this off.
Bring on the weirdness. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready to
It's
write
not
this
too
down.
new. Ben Hoffman.
No idea who that is.
Ben Hoffman is an American comedian, actor, and writer who is
I know who it
also
is.
the country music singer and
Don't do
guitarist.
it! Why did you do it? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I am sorry if I'm blowing the microphone up. Why are you doing this right now?
What am I doing?
You're revealing his name.
Are you,
I didn't yet.
Are you doing the thing?
Aw,
You're doing the thing. I
I'm
know
doing
what
the
you're
thing.
doing.
He's from Lexington, Kentucky.
Y'all have fun.
He is actually the older brother of Scissor Sisters bassist Baby Daddy.
Oh, really?
Scott Hoffman.
Wow. That's Baby Daddy's name?
He created and hosted The Ben Show that aired on Comedy Central in 2013
Oh,
for a whole season.
I never saw that.
He has. Are you facing the? You don't even want to look at me.
I don't.
I feel like
You
I
don't
have
even
a.
wanna look
I
at me
feel
like
like I
that.
know
Shutting the
who
shit out
this
of you.
is. I feel like I know who this is.
Listeners, you don't know this, but I am showing him my backside.
He is. He's not happy.
He's written for the sports show with Norm Macdonald and the MTV Movie Awards, and has appeared in
This ain't no showcase
New
special.
Girl and Drunk History.
Drunk History is funny.
I do like Drunk History.
New
In
Girl is
2016, Hoffman released a country music album entitled Redneck Shit
exhausting. Is this Wheeler Walker Jr.?
under the alias of Wheeler Walker Jr.
I knew it from the beginning.
Debuted number 9 on the top country albums chart and number 1 on the comedy albums chart, selling 5,900 albums in 1 week.
So, wait, top 9 in the country
Yes.
and top and
1 in comedy.
Wow. To get in both of those,
Yes.
like in the top of both of them
Yes.
with one
Yes.
album, that is a feat.
His first album.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, go him.
So, his first album was called Redneck Shit. Eating pussy and kicking ass was on it.
It's fucking
Fuck you,
hilarious.
bitch. Redneck shit.
Hey, you covered "Fuck You, Bitch"
I
and
covered Fuck
put
You,
on
Bitch.
Facebook, didn't you?
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now.
All right,
yeah,
I'm not mad anymore. I'll look at you.
All right, man.
Oh,
Second album was Old Wheeler.
Now, hold on a second, man. You're
Yeah.
skipping over the good stuff. All right,
Okay.
if you're gonna do this, man, like just let it simmer for a damn second. All right. Seriously though,
All right, let's talk about them.
I can't believe you just did this, but I'll forgive you. Anyways,
how dare!
Eating pussy and kicking ass was my anthem whenever I first heard it. Eating pussy and kicking ass.
Eating pussy and kicking ass.
I liked that song also because of the video. Him and another singer in an old folks home, or they're performing in front of a bunch of old people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And of course, they see country singer. They think they're gonna get classic country that they'll enjoy. And then he busts out, you know, I beat up this dude and I ate his wife's pussy and then I kicked his ass
Yeah.
and then whatever.
Yeah, I think the version that you're talking, or the one that was a music video, was on the Ben Show.
Oh, okay.
And so that was before he even did the whole Wheeler Walker
Yeah,
Jr.
yeah.
So maybe
thing.
that was like the conception of Wheeler
think it
Walker
was.
Jr.
Probably,
yeah.
Wow.
But no, and then the quick turn into him getting with a transvestite or whatever, and how the
Pulled
song
down her britches and there was a dong.
yeah, and then the song transforms into sucking dick, eating pussy, and kicking ass.
I love it.
And then the
Roll with
singer
it.
next to him is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, I'm not gonna sing that shit.
They come back and play the song, goddammit.
Right.
That's pretty weird.
And then "Fuck You, Bitch" turned into an anthem for a lot of people, especially on Black Twitter.
Yeah, it
Apparently,
got on Black Twitter.
according to Powerful Young Jamie, it's like a huge thing on
Yeah.
on Black Twitter, and
Really?
people are saying it's like the ultimate diss track, or like I didn't know country had diss tracks or something like that. They're saying something funny about it.
Yeah.
It's real catchy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
You know, me not being one for comedy music,
Yeah.
like I've
Peanut butter chocolate.
yeah, I appreciate Wheeler Walker Jr. and with what he's doing because
Yeah.
he is committing hard to it.
He's putting a lot of effort into it, putting a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
Wants it to be.
Oh, he's great.
Wants the content to be
Well,
good no matter what it is.
I describe it as like Rodney Carrington, if Rodney Carrington had better music and better comedy.
Right.
I definitely need to check this out.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I've
I've linked
been
you.
needing to.
1,000 times I've linked you. On Old Wheeler, there's Summers in Kentucky, which is a good one to start with.
I don't think I really got too much in his newer stuff, but
This isn't the new one.
oh, okay then.
This is just the previous to the newest one. Summers in Kentucky, I've linked a lot of bitches up with because it's it's kind of like a love song, but he's talking about like being on the road and how how he remembers this chick from way back, and he's like, you had a couple kids and now your pussy's all stretched out.
Oh no.
Like in the middle of the song, like there's nothing offensive in the song until then, and you're like so anybody listening to this nice country song is like, whoa, what? Did I mishear that? And then
Good heavens.
Pussy King is on that, and Puss in Boots.
No.
He has an obsession.
Yeah, he does.
With vaginas.
And then I started listening to the Wheeler Walker Jr. podcast,
Oh God.
which is really fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's one that I actually wait for the episodes.
It's
oh
him and
really?
his dad,
You
right?
anticipate them?
No, it's just him, but he's had his dad on the show.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Again,
nice.
this is all character.
Right.
So the dad's obviously not his real dad. And a part of this character is he decided that he wanted to come out with a new album
Yeah.
designed for his wife and his son. Like something that means a lot for him. And that one is called WW3, Wheeler Walker III. And this one has a song, All the Pussy You Will Slay, which is one of my top favorites because it's like really, like there is like a genuine feeling to it. Like you would
Yeah.
feel somebody like Wheeler Walker Jr. really meaning. Like,
This feels like a direct like spit in the face to like Sturgill Simpson or something like that. Like
A little bit.
it is, but he has
because of that album.
he has a
yeah.
lot of respect for like he talks on the show all the time about like respect for real artists and like how he
Right.
can't stand, like he hates pop country. Like he makes it a joke to like his biggest joke is Florida Georgia Line band. Like he makes fun of
Yeah.
them all the fucking time. It was like their shit. Him and Yodel Boy, whoever the Yodel Boy is, he
It
was
was like the
talking shit.
Walmart kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually never
that
He's
even.
just talking shit about
That
him.
little fucker
There's
played
so-
Coachella.
There are
That's what
certain.
he was talking about.
Fuck
There are
that little
certain
kid.
memes that that just went over my head.
I mean, seriously, like you
Great
did
to
something
say
fucking
on air.
retarded. Excuse me, you did something really lame.
But
and,
fuck that little kid.
And someone videotaped you. Next thing you know, you're in front of 50,000 people in some weird ass tent in Coachella, and now you got a record deal. Fuck him.
I think you'd really like the Wheeler Walker Jr. show.
Bergoli has music.
I can't say some shit because she's still underage, but damn, man, fuck that kid.
Yeah.
That kid is underage.
He's a dude though.
And so there's another song that I immediately linked to Christy, and it's called "Still Ain't Sick of Fucking You." It's a really good song.
Man, oh man, well, I'm sure she was swooned away.
I think so. She sent me heart emojis.
No.
She was lifted away by little hearts and cupids and
Jesus.
fucking weirdos.
I think you'll like this one.
I think I like this one. This one's good.
Anyways.
Makes me think.
But so October 3rd, 2018, it had been announced that Netflix is giving him production to an adult animation series called Hoops.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Ben Hoffman specifically, not Wheeler Walker, but
Yeah, but I mean
I'm sure Wheeler Walker will find some way of like sneaking in there, or at least the voice or the persona or
something.
yeah.
Maybe
he's
some
so
music.
funny. He really is genuinely great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll
And
definitely
His songs
check him
are
out
fucking
more.
solid
Yeah.
all the way to the end, and the band is really fucking good.
It's actually legitimate music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't like country in general, so whenever I listen to I really enjoy
Right,
it, and
totally.
it's weird.
Totally.
And the thing about it being like kind of comical to a degree, it makes me even enjoy like the steel guitar that I generally can't stand.
Right.
You know,
Right. I
it's
understand. that.
weird.
It's in a different context.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I once again, I'm not really too weirded out by this, but I appreciate your choice of weird music.
Yeah.
John's weird music. Good on you.
I'm excited.
Bad
to...
delivery, huh?
Bad, terrible delivery.
Hilarious.
This is one of those things I'll probably never forgive you for, but for the sake of this damn show, I'm just gonna have to deal with you. Anyways, on to our next bit. I am just straight up gonna open the floor for Miss Miranda to finally do what she came here to do and just talk her heart out.
Oh yeah.
Miranda, in 2018, you did the 365-day music challenge. You made it well public to everybody that you were doing it. Every damn day you would post something about the album that you were listening to that day.
Some days
and
I didn't
then-
post anything.
and then
Some
you
days
would-
I post 10 albums.
Yeah, then you would post the whole collage of...
Playing catch up.
Yeah.
I did. I played catch up a lot.
I'm gonna let you have the floor to talk about it all, but obviously before you start, I have a few questions about it.
Yeah,
which I'm
I was
sure
going to ask if you had questions.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll lead into topics
Sure.
that you want to talk about. What inspired you to do this?
It's so funny because one day I was, it was January 1st, 2018, and I was laying on the couch. I was really bored. I don't think we even had like internet yet because we just moved into the lake house. And I had my Spotify. I felt like listening to music. But I wanted to listen to a whole album in one sitting, and I wanted it to be a whole cohesive album.
Have you never done anything like that before?
I had. I just had the urge to do that, and I wanted to focus on an album, specifically, not just like songs of this or just an artist, but really like a whole piece of work, So I go onto Facebook and I post, I want to listen to a whole album in one sitting. Suggestions, and then everybody fucking had something to say. Everybody had a shit ton of suggestions. I didn't say anything about a challenge. I didn't say anything about doing it because I didn't even like think to do that yet.
But there was a point whenever you realized that you had more than enough to do it.
Well, not at that time. It wasn't like that day 365 suggestions came in or anything like that.
Yeah.
Probably like 30 or something, or maybe under. But
A lot of people have a lot to share.
it's
You know?
yeah. Oh, I know.
The same thing that we like to do here. you know?
Right. No, and I like to kind of put questions out there on Facebook sometimes and get people's input. But that was one one post that just turned into something else. I started scheduling the albums for, you know, how they came in. And I started off with the Dreadnoughts. It's a band, and the album is called Foreign Skies, and it's kind of like Flogging Molly kind of.
Oh, okay. I'm down with that music.
Anderson was the first to comment, and so his album was the first to be listened to.
So you went down the order that was given to you. Didn't like?
Yeah, I made my own schedule. Like, I went down the order at first, like, of how they came in. It's like a first come, first listen. Yeah. You know, and I just scheduled them like that. And when I was starting to run out, I would ask again, you know, on Facebook. And sometimes I would ask people in real life, you know, and I would write it down or schedule it. Sometimes I would, sometimes I would want to listen to something, or Spotify would know that I liked an artist and be like, hey, you know, this is new by them. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, I'll just make that the fucking album of the day, you know, why not? And it got really lax after a while, but I made sure I was like, I 100% want to finish it by the end of the year. There's no bleed over, even if I have to play catch up a billion times, you know.
I was just about to ask, was there any part, like, was it difficult for you to keep up with this sort of thing? Like, were you like forcing yourself, like, I have to stay on?
It was kind of work at times. There were days where I listened to 10 albums at a time because I was so behind.
I love music, but I don't even fucking know if I could do shit like that.
It was difficult, but I did prove to myself I could do it, and I set a goal and I achieved it. And even if it was difficult and I had to play catch up, it still made me feel really good at the end of the year. I was like, I can't believe I did this. This is crazy.
On those days where you would do like 10 albums at a time, were you genuinely listening to these albums, or were you like, okay, on to the next one, or just to sort of like keep up with
kind of a little bit of both. Like, I really wanted to give each album
you were
a
more
chance.
Focused on the goal rather than like
those days, yeah, and it wasn't like many days. It was 10 at a time. Sometimes it was 2, sometimes it was 3. You know, but what was it? It was
Were there some that you dreaded?
I was about to ask.
I do have I did make a list of that. So I have the ones that were difficult to get through. If y'all want to hear those first.
Well, real quick, how long is this list?
Not that long.
Okay, then go ahead.
Not that long. So the ones that were difficult to get through, Between the Buried and Me, it's a band, and there were 2 albums.
I'm familiar with
them. And they were back to back.
What were the albums?
They were Colors and The Great Misdirect.
Okay.
And it's just not my kind of music.
That's fine.
And there were other bands like that, but
that's that pig squeal shit, isn't it?
I think
that's that Clayton
I'm just
Langley
not
shit.
into that.
Shout out to Clayton.
Shout out to Clayton. The next one was Leslie and the Lies, or it's like L-Y.
Okay.
The album's called Gold Pants. It's not to be taken seriously. It's a very like comedy kind of, but it's real cringe.
Oh, okay.
It was somewhat early in the year, and I had already dubbed it the worst album of the challenge. Thanks, Kyle. Shout out to Kyle McAvoy for suggesting that. Dance Gavin Dance, the album
That's
Happiness.
More of like that pig squeal shit. Like, is it like, it's metal, right?
No,
or is it pop punk?
No, it's like that emo pop punk shit.
Oh, okay.
That I don't like.
Say Anything.
Hey, fuck you.
Say Anything is better than Dance Gavin Dance.
Say Anything is respectable.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a lot of shit from a lot of my friends about the Dance Gavin Dance, but I don't give a fuck. So then we have Emotions and Math by Margaret Glaspie. I don't remember who suggested that, but I was really bored of it, and I was really annoyed by her voice. The Aladdin soundtrack was very hard to get through. That was suggested. Yeah. Yeah. A Whole New World makes me want to die. When people did it at karaoke, I wanted to extra die. Then the last one that was just really excruciating was, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but the album's called Grand Romantic. It's like Nate Roos. Can you see that bottom one? Can you pronounce it?
Roos.
Roos. It's Ruess. he's a fucking little bitch. I'm sorry, but like, there's some like emotional guys that I'll totally listen to, like Anthony Green or
Trent
something like
Reznor.
that. Fucking Trent Reznor, you know. Even Marilyn Manson, except for like Eat Me, Drink Me, but you know what I mean.
They had some tracks on it.
So
Had some redeemable qualities to it.
but
I'm
this
sure.
bitch, he sounded like just a little bitch.
Right.
That's it. That's all.
Jonathan
Musicians.
Davis?
Not in that way. Just in a
Still's
way
got
that's
them daddy
not
issues,
good.
man.
It's
Yeah.
in a way that's just not. It's not redeeming
Jonathan
for
Davis.
me.
It's 2019, man.
Yeah,
I can get over it.
but I'll tell you. Goddamn. Okay, but there were some albums that surprised me. Some that people suggested that I was like, I'm not gonna like this, and then I was like, oh shit, okay. Melodrama by Lorde.
Lord. Okay.
I do not like Lorde.
Otherwise known as Randy Marsh from
Yes, I am
South
Lord.
Park.
Lord. Yeah, no, me and Brent make that joke a lot. Ceremonials by.
Where is she?
I don't
Like, what's she
fucking-
doing nowadays? She had the hit.
Well, she did this. She did Melodrama in 2017.
Well, she was like
I
15 when
think.
she did the song. Now she's like probably like 28 now or some shit.
She's 80. What are you talking
It's
about?
like Avril Lavigne grew up fast. Also,
Yeah.
Britney Spears, she grew up fast.
They grew up just as fast as anybody else, guys. All right. Ceremonials by Florence and the Machine. I generally didn't like Florence and the Machine because I don't like Florence. The Machine's okay.
The Machine's okay.
Machine's okay. I knew you were gonna fucking
She's cool as
ask.
fuck, Florence.
No, I didn't. I don't like
Machines are
her.
good.
I don't like her type of vocals. Like I don't. She's got a very powerful voice. Amazing. Like I have a lot of respect for her. I don't like this shout singing that she does. It's like it's real quiet, and then it's like real big, and it just doesn't. There's no in between, and I don't know what the fuck she's saying. Like it doesn't register to me.
Okay.
It hits my ear wrong.
So it's just uncomfortable to listen to?
Yeah, but Ceremonials, the album was
Yeah.
really good, especially the song Seven Devils. That is a cool song. Like, talk about witchy music. Like, damn. And then another one was probably one of those pop country bands that Wheeler Walker Jr. fucking hates, which is, it was Uncaged by Zach Brown Band.
Oh, okay.
Someone had suggested that,
Yeah.
and I was
think they're from here.
Yeah, I was
Aren't
about
I
to say,
was
think he's Huntsville
actually.
folk.
Are they really?
they? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wow.
Him and Kevin Fowler, aren't they Huntsville folk?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, shout out to Huntsville, man.
Fuck
Keep
yeah.
your shit going.
But I was really surprised
Oh.
because I don't like country just in general.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, yeah, this has kind of a more rock sound to it, like I don't know. It sounded like they weren't putting themselves in a box, Sounded like there was some real content there.
Yeah.
So, and then the self-titled Paramore album surprised me because I don't like Paramore at all.
I kind of went through phases with Paramore.
Was it the early stuff?
No, I think this one was in 2013, but it's self-titled. It's
There's
just
one
called
that I
Paramore.
like a lot, but I don't remember what it was.
I think I learned how to play Brick by Boring Brick for some girl or something like that on the guitar.
Yeah.
I do that shit all the time.
Yeah,
And not a bad song. It's fine.
yeah. I don't remember exactly
it's okay
what
music.
songs.
I don't mind it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like if Avril Lavigne was better. Is how I listen to
It's like if
Paramore.
Avril Lavigne didn't kill herself and was replaced.
Yeah.
Not to mention Haley Williams is
Fall
like
down some rabbit holes.
Haley
kids.
Williams is like
She's hot. She
I'm
bae.
sorry, but she's like fucking like she's queen. Okay.
Oh, she's
Like,
queen.
yeah.
Okay.
Like no doubt she's queen.
Okay.
Avril Lavigne is like a tiny bit bae just because she did Skater Boy and she had the whole image with the wife beater,
Jesus.
the tie, the whole aesthetic, all the way.
I love that
I
video.
never
of
understood
her.
the aesthetic. The tie. Why is she wearing a tie?
I love
Because
that
she's
she
punk.
wants
She's
to.
skater.
She's not punk.
What does a
It's
tie
not-
have anything
she's
to do with
It's
skater,
not
punk?
punk to not
skater,
say you're
bruh.
punk. I'm just a rock chick.
I'm a rock chick.
I fucking love that
I
interview.
wear Converse All Stars.
It's more
He
punk
was
to
a-
say you're not
He was a
punk.
boy. She was a girl.
Can I make it any more obvious? Shit.
Trigger.
Let's remake that song in 2018. No, that's the song I'm gonna remake.
There you go.
He was a girl. She was
Gender
a boy.
fluid.
And their friend was non-binary. That fit. I'm
That
so
works.
happy. Okay.
We gotta work on that one. Then.
But yeah, before I do have favorites. So
What's your number one favorite of all time? The whole
No,
thing.
see-
No, I don't care about the whole
Okay.
list. I'm talking number one. What's the winner?
I want to do that last on this. It's not that long. Originally, I had 190 favorites from the challenge.
Okay.
And I had to dwindle that fucking down to this many. So I'm going to go through them, and I'll tell you the absolute favorite, which is a twist, okay? We got T for the Tillerman, Cat Stevens. Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
Awesome.
808s and Heartbreak, Kanye West. Marked for Death, Emma Ruth Rundle.
Nice.
Trip by Jenna Aiko. Fire, Electric Six.
Nice.
It's because it just pumped me the fuck up. Plus 30 milligrams by Cruel Youth. Listen to it. You'll like it.
Okay.
Tomahawk, self-titled. Freak Flag by Penholder. Some asshole named Penholder.
Nice.
And Album of the Year, which is funny. That's called that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to.
Right. It's not. No, it's what it's called.
I thought you were announcing your favorite.
It's Faith No More's
Oh, okay.
Album of the Year.
Okay.
Heart Shaped Bed by Nicole Dollanganger, which did come out in 2018. I was anticipating it. And Big Calm by Morchiba. Sky from Morchiba, the singer, actually liked my post about that.
Aren't you so cool?
I know, right?
I've heard of Morchiba before. Is it good?
It's trip hop. It's really good.
Okay.
I like it. And the album of the challenge, the top album, here's the twist, wasn't in the challenge. It's just the best album I've heard all 2018. And it's Kids See Ghosts by Kids See Ghosts. And Kids See Ghosts, the super duo, is Kanye West and Kid Cudi. And they came together, and it's a 7-track album, and I believe in God now. Like,
Hey, good for you, man.
found
Welcome to the
Jesus,
club.
right? Like, I
We're
legitimately...
going to heaven and someone else isn't.
I legitimately found Jesus, like, just listening to this album. And the song Free is amazing. The song Reborn is amazing. They're all amazing.
It's because you guys see ghosts.
Sometimes. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Spirit moving around. Just okay, I'm going to stop.
I remember whenever you were real high on them. And
I couldn't stop listening to that album. It breathed new life in me. It really did. Like, that's what it felt like. Kid Cudi?
Cudi.
He's he actually worked with Kanye on the 808s and Heartbreak album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and on some other stuff. He's a musician.
one of those names that I'm familiar with, but no, I never heard of their music.
Nothing really rings a bell.
Yeah.
Not for me either. But like I don't think I even went and tried to listen to any specific Kid Cudi stuff, you know. But knowing that he was on 808s and that he's half of Kids See Ghosts, I have so much love and respect for him.
Right.
Like they were equally just amazing, and they balanced each other out really well. Mm-hmm. Where Kanye kind of has more of a manic, well, he's manic depressive, he's bipolar, has more of like a manic feel. Kid Cudi kind of has that more chill, you know, like vibe going for him. And I just, man, listen to the actual song Kids See Ghosts on the album Kids See Ghosts. It's 7 songs. It's fucking amazing.
Is it a long album? I know it's 7 songs, but like
No, it's not. They're not long songs or anything like
musicians
that.
with them damn 10-minute ass songs.
That shit really
Not
got
my
to
album.
me, like during the challenge, and especially "Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness" was an album I listened to this year, and it is really fucking long.
Yeah.
It's like 3 bowls long.
Does that have the porcelain song on it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
This
was early in the challenge, so I don't remember. What I'm gonna do this year, and it's not as a challenge, is I'm gonna take all my favorites,
Porcelina.
all the favorites, not just like the dwindled down, like the 190 or whatever, and listen to them again, because there's not many of those albums I went back to, you know, because I was so focused on the next, you know. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, okay, now I can breathe and listen to whatever the fuck I want.
You feel that now that it's over.
But yeah,
you feel more like
I feel like I feel much more free with that. But So I didn't know what to do this year. I felt like I've got to do something because my Instagram has just turned into album covers. Essentially,
you gotta come back to normality.
I need to like, what do I do now? Who am I on Instagram?
You sound so lost.
So now I'm like, 10 squats a day
Doing
challenge.
squats.
Just 10.
Getting them squats in.
It's at least 10.
Well, hey, good for you for keeping up with it so far.
I'll have to say that it helped encourage me. Like, whenever everybody was doing that movie challenge on Facebook, it was a bit of that, but also a bit of your 365 challenge that made me want to dwindle it down to like my 10 favorite albums
It's
of all time.
hard, isn't it?
And so I started posting that, and then other people, not near as much as like the movie one, but I was excited to see people.
I was just fucking exhausted after the damn movie thing was over. That someone posted like I think
I
it was
don't think I
you
even
did
did
the
the whole
album thing. I was like,
movie.
I just changed it up, and
I'm fucking done.
I didn't even do the whole movie one. Someone nominated me for the book one. I'm like, you think I've read 10 books?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You think I have 10 favorite books?
Dr. Seuss.
Red fish, blue fish.
That one was a fucking hit.
No, so then I just asked people to suggest books, but I'm not gonna it's not gonna be like a 365 book a day challenge.
Well, right on, man.
No, fuck that.
I'm very happy that you were able to finish this 365
Fucking
challenge.
me too, man.
Also, I was ecstatic that like first off you liked some of the stuff that I suggested.
Oh man,
because I'm with you guys. I'm nervous because like I listen to way different stuff than you guys do. And we all listen to really different stuff, but the stuff that I listen to has more of a vibe that I don't really think you guys feel as much.
Yeah.
So whenever I saw that you liked a lot of like Message to Bears and
it was the Folding Leaves album, right?
Yeah.
That was in my favorites.
And then I think This Will Destroy You, maybe, or
it was Young Mountain by This Will Destroy You.
Yeah.
I've been going over the albums like every single one yesterday, so I've been writing them all down just to try to figure out what my favorites were. It's really, really hard.
Right. So I was just happy to know that some of my favorite stuff.
Oh yeah, and Dredge was cool. Anthony Green was cool, especially and I'll tell you later, like the specific song that just does it for me.
Yeah. He's got some good ones. Anyways, moving onward. We're still holding strong. We're hanging in there, guys.
John hasn't peed yet, has he?
Probably not.
I'm good.
I waited for him
to pull
an
Ari Shafir and just get a bottle.
I waited for him to talk about that mindless self-indulgent shit whenever I went to go take a piss. So, whatever that guy's name is, Jimmy.
Jimmy Aaron. He's
James Uringer.
He's the fucking best, man.
Anyways.
I say Uringer.
So, Miranda, we are going to just take a moment real quick. John needs to step out. He needs to do something. So we're going to take control of this show. This is going to become the John and Miranda show. I mean, the Nico and Miranda show. Sorry, I became John for a second. And
trippy.
We're going to have, for our very first episode of Nico and Miranda show, we're going to welcome our very first guest. We're already jumping straight into it.
Oh, shit.
He is the holder of pens, penis mightier than the sword, fuck, I screwed up. Pen is mightier than the sword, not his penis.
Space cake.
He is I mean, he's been there, he's done everything, and I feel for starting off our show in 2019 that we are officially #blessed. Hashtag it, guys, to welcome John Hightower of Freak Flag. Hey.
Hey. Nice to see. Y'all's place looks really nice.
Hey, thanks,
Good to have you, man.
I like the aesthetic of the room, and
some asshole decorated.
Man, it looked like you guys invited me out, and I thought it was cool. But like,
is this John Hightower or Tommy Chong speaking?
No,
it's like a redneck
it's
Tommy
Penholder,
Chong.
but I'm changing up. I'm changing up to DJ Cthulhu Chains, and I just thought it would be a nice aesthetic. Like, y'all's room is really nice, and like y'all called me up, and I thought it was cool. But like I see it now, and I'm like, this is a real.
That Suboxone has really got him down, man.
Real fucking studio. I didn't know. And can I smoke in here?
John.
God damn it.
Talk with me, my brother. Okay, so you've been working on Penholder for a while now.
Yeah.
and there was a moment where you took a break from the actual album to work on something different.
Yes.
And which became Freak Flag.
Right.
Freak Flag, exactly what is Freak Flag?
Okay. So essentially, I've been working on a rock album for like the past couple years, but in order to get everything recorded, especially like I want really nice acoustic drums on it. It's going to take a little while to do the rock album, which is going to be called Incantation.
Ooh.
So I'm going to have that, but I figured instead, like I thought of the Jewel album, Pieces of You. And then I was like, man, that would be funny if I said pieces of shit, like, and so I did like a Penholder album, Pieces of Shit, and I was thinking, man, I could put my old industrial recordings and stuff and put it on there.
By the way, whenever I first saw that, anytime I would refer to this album, I was like, hey, how's that piece of shit album going? What did you do? You work on that piece of shit album? Like, it was pretty self-degrading as you wanted it to be.
I wanted the title to be pretty self-degrading, but I didn't want to
wanted to have fun with it, though.
I wanted to put, like, I wanted to revamp all the songs, and whenever I started doing that, I ended up finding that I really liked the way that
you're like, hey, maybe this isn't a piece of shit.
Well, I don't want it to be viewed that way, like like it was in my head. Like, it's funny to me, but
I think what I told you was that it would look too much like a parody of Jewel's album.
If I did that album cover,
if you had done that.
You would be like Blink-182, like Enema of the State, like
it would nobody would get it because they'd be looking for the Jewel references.
Right. Yeah.
Why isn't he yodeling?
Well, I mean, so most of it's like some of the recordings are like 4 years old. Some of it is stuff that I was doing on my phone whenever I was a driver's helper. And like I would just like drive to Houston at night. When you
just downloaded Caustic?
I downloaded Caustic and I just started messing with like all the things you could do. It's crazy how much the phone app can do, but when you listen to this album, you'll be able to be like, you'll be pretty fucking amazed how in-depth you can get. And so basically some of them are also like recordings from 4 years ago, whenever I had just gotten the not the Yamaha, the Ibanez. Whenever I just got the Ibanez, and it's just kind of stuff that I put together and made it happen, and just wanted a cool sound that like reflects the stuff that I want to do in music, and it's all 100% me. Nothing was like samples. I don't have any pre-recorded samples from anybody else. It's all stuff that I built somehow or another and formed, and then my vocals on top of it. And so I had 9 tracks, and I wanted to distribute it, and I went to the distributor that I go to, which is absolutely free. And they said there was a problem with it, but they wouldn't identify what the problem was.
Weird.
And so I asked customer service, and days have gone by, and they still, to this day, have not responded back to me. So it's like, I mean, I can't get too mad because it was a free service. So I'm sending this one through CD Baby, which is one you have to pay for.
Right.
But at the same time, I can get customer service, and I can actually do a lot more with it because I listen to a podcast called DIY Musicians, made from CD Baby. And so they go through the best ways to really put your stuff out there, and they've got all these sources.
It's worth the money.
Help. It's absolutely worth the money, and that's what I'm going to go with for this one.
That's good.
It's going to be out February 9th.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about some of these songs. I know I'm not going to do the douchebag thing and be like, what's this song really mean? What's the deep meaning behind Endgame or whatever shit is?
Inspiration?
Yeah, man. Like, where did these songs come from? Like, I know you said like is like the oldest song you have like 4 years old, or does anything go older than that?
I can tell you one of the songs is inspired from whenever I first started playing around on a keyboard when I was a kid.
Okay.
So the notes that I hit are the same ones that I'm very familiar with the sound in the song. Haven't heard it from anything else. It's just like movie sound, sort of like you'd hear in a soundtrack. Is what I do with the strings, essentially. And then I just start in one spot and then kind of put junk on top of it that makes sense.
I mean, I think that's usually how songwriting goes. It all starts from a bass, not just a guitar. I don't mean guitar, but like a foundation of something, and then you start adding the ingredients. You start adding to the plate. You start adding your carrots and your peas and everything like that.
Yeah. This album's a little bit like kind of the eccentric side of my personality, like the just kind of going all out and giving the most into it. Miranda's told me that one of the songs sounds like Ross Williams of Christian Death.
Yes,
and
there's definitely some parts that sound just like it. It's crazy.
It's almost like a whiny part, but it's supposed to be that way. Like, and it's like a small part. Like you'd have to be looking for it, but like you can kind of get this feel of it, and it's like. It's true freedom because I'm not pandering to anybody. Like, this album is essentially for me. And it was really the reason why I wanted to really put it out there is because I have some old recordings I want to put out there that I just want to be out there for the world.
I think people would really enjoy this album.
I think so, too.
I know. It made it to my, like, top favorites. And it's not just because you're my brother. Yeah. At all. Like, the ones that made it to my favorites were, like, just what's most enjoyable, what do I really remember the most, Well,
it's also extremely diverse.
It is.
This album it's got 3 instrumental tracks. Well, it's 4. I added vocals to one and really strengthened it.
I want to stop you real quick there because you're revisiting some songs from a while back.
Yes.
You say.
Yeah.
Was there a part of you that you heard these songs after this time and was like, whoa, this is not a great song at all, and then you wanted to like improve it and make it better, or was there like, were you still like happy with these songs and it's like, I just need to tweak them up a little bit? Or...
I think it was the latter.
Yeah.
I think because there are elements to it that run real deep to me and that I just totally feel, and I don't know if anybody else is gonna feel it anywhere close to like how I feel it.
Right.
But I definitely wanted to work on it and work out like all the things that I could tell needed tweaking, especially like in the elements of like recording, and then like some of them have redid vocals, and then some of them are just they just need to be mixed a little better.
Right.
And so, to the best of my capability, I mixed it, so it's a significant difference.
I even listened to the unfinished product and it got to the favorites. And then I listened to the finished product today. Yeah. And it's even better.
Well, they're all mastered, ready to go. I added a track. So because I was saying it was going to be out on one day. Right. And then whenever I found out that for whatever reason it was denied, and I'm sure it was a small little error or whatever. Maybe I didn't click the explicit check, box or whatever. But, the worst words in it really are bitch and shit. So the worst.
That's not bad.
It's not bad for me.
It's really just not bad.
It's better than this conversation.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. This is a train wreck.
But the song that I added, I think maybe because it was designed for the album, ended up becoming definitely my favorite of all of them.
Would you say you're like the most proud of this one, or is there?
I think I'm the most proud.
There's no other songs on there that you're like,
honestly, there's some of them that I'm super cringy.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. But it's not that it's bad; it's that it's so vulnerable. It's so inviting of my feelings and emotions, and like it's
so he's inviting bullying.
That's the crazy thing about music, but with you kind of doing your thing, like you said, like your music is basically for you. Yeah. You've always said. But the thing about music is whenever you're about to release it, is that it's no longer yours. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
it's art in general.
Yeah. So like it's one of those things. It's like you create it, but then you got to let it go.
It belongs to the public.
I'm happy about it. It's just cringy to listen to. Like, it's cringy for me to like not necessarily feel those emotions, but like to know that everybody's going to be able to see the side of me and
like, damn, John, I didn't realize how much of a bitch you were. Not
a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah.
But not too bad.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. And even though I don't do nearly anything as revealing as you, because you're writing lyrics about certain topics or whatever. Right. I certainly feel that whenever I'm just like letting out that emotion, expressing that emotion, and it's like I'm really revealing something to you guys.
Yeah.
Even if it's just through a drum beat, like I feel like I'm revealing something to you about me.
I think that's how John emotes for the most part, is through his art. Not that you're not emotional, because you are, like, you're a little bitch. But
I'm a bitch, yeah.
A little bit. No.
Is that what this conversation's become?
John's a little bitch.
Talking about my album here, guys.
We've been calling a lot of people a little bitch today. No.
Everybody's entitled
to be a little bitch, just like John. But no, it's that's how you've showed emotion the most throughout your life, was through whatever you were creating. Didn't matter what it was. It's just like, here's my soul, you know? Yeah, and I think that's what's beautiful about it is...
I sell the heart on my sleeve.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and it's like it's a really special gift to give someone.
Yeah.
Just for them to be able to consume content that reflects your soul.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and that's the beauty of music too, in general, because it always technically is, even if it's shallow music, it's got something to do.
It's part of you.
Yeah.
You're giving a part of yourself away.
Yeah.
And you're like, this isn't just for me anymore. You know, I can't. I'm not going to hold on to this part of me anymore. I'm going to let you see. I'm going to let you hear.
And the lyrics here, for the most part, are pretty fucking deep.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a bunch of metaphors and shit. I mean, I'm sure there are some.
I like a little bit of like actual details, you know.
I like to write that way too.
Yeah.
I kind of like to just be like upfront about shit.
It helps the picture for sure.
I'm the opposite. I love hidden meanings, metaphors.
I like them both. It's about the
it's
balance.
about how you put it all together, I think. You know,
sure.
It depends on the tone of the song, I think. But
I think I just enjoyed that moment whenever you figure out the puzzle,
you're like,
and then you read a lyric or you read something, and then you put everything together and like,
well, like,
holy
okay,
shit.
Yeah.
For example, "Ashes to Ashes" by Faith No More is about something else than I interpret it as, and but the way that I interpret it was perfect for me and very healing, you know, and but also knowing the true meaning of the song, I can still appreciate that. But with art, you can do that. You can appreciate several meanings of one piece.
So, I mean, here's the question, and this is a question that I have that CD Baby asked me. That what are the 3 top artists that sound closest
to that album?
To specifically that album.
To Freak Flag.
I mean, I've got the 3 in my head.
I said Orgy should be one.
Right.
I'm not sure if I had another.
The conversation that you and I had the other day, where you listed off 3.
Yeah.
I think you said Marilyn Manson,
Nine Inch
Nails, and Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Yeah.
Even though
that's what I answered to.
Yeah. Even though I give nothing close to a fuck about Mindless Self-Indulgence, I agree with you whenever you say that it's kind of there's some chaos in the beats and the sounds or whatever that's kind of going on. That I feel that resembles that. So I agreed with you immediately whenever you told me those 3. So.
Is there any other band that you feel like? Because I think I'm gonna take. I found some closer than Mindless Self-Indulgence to me since then.
What's that?
I said I found some closer than Mindless Self-Indulgence to me now.
Honestly, man, I think I would just have to dive into your world of music because, like,
I
mean, obviously those 3 are easy to say because they're pretty well known, and but to dive in deeper and find something else. I mean, the other day you said Black Light Burns. Yeah. Which I only listened to like maybe 2 songs by them, and I don't really think you sound much like those 2 songs that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think I need to familiarize myself with that stuff. I mean, I listen to your music, obviously not just because I live with you, because you're my best friend and I support everything that you do. Yeah. But as far as like that world, it's like that's your thing. It's not mine. So I know nothing about it to really give that sort of.
Well, I've got a few in my mind. Definitely Nine Inch Nails would probably be the top of what
Yeah, for sure.
was closest to. But then there's also Black Light Burns, which was one. And then Orgy is a good one.
Yeah.
But also thinking Cold.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Or Jonathan Davis.
Yeah,
Like the solo stuff.
I
Yeah,
think
I can
because
see
of
that.
all the emotion you put into it.
Yeah, that fits. That's good.
Yeah.
Getting back to a little bit of what I was talking about earlier. Throughout this whole process, is there anything that you could say that you've honestly like learned? Not maybe a little bit about yourself, but you're a solo musician.
Nothing is free.
That's fucking true.
Everybody fucking knows that. But you're a solo musician that's doing your own thing. Obviously, you have some new toys, new equipment, or whatever.
Yep.
What all could you say that you've learned over this process?
It's just a lot of little things, like in the recording process. I think this is the first time I've ever actually mastered anything, and I still don't. Like, I'm not 100% on it. I know how it sounds, and it sounds great to me. I know that if I knew more, it would be better.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I think the
takes
album's
practice.
great, but it's I can imagine an audio engineer listening to this and taking the headphones off.
But you did really good, I think. I think you did good for not having too much experience with mastering.
Yeah. And I had a couple songs that were just not broken down. They're
right.
saved MP3, so
Right.
if I'm EQing it, it's getting all EQ'd as one thing.
Right, one thing, not just the parts.
Right. And that was a difficult task, but I learned I couldn't verbalize it, but I learned a lot of ways to handle the mastering a little better and how to EQ a little bit better and
kind of like what steps you should take.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I've learned to get guitar amps for as a software.
Yeah.
Instead of record from the amp into a mic.
They come in handy, man.
Yeah.
There's some softwares out there that are so crazy where it's like you're able to create you're able to shape the room that you're in, that the amp in the program is coming. Like if you wanted to have certain types of wood panels like for walls, and if you wanted to have what's the things called, the sound dampener things that you put on walls, if you want to have those, if you want to have a rug in your room for whatever reason that has difference in sound, you can go crazy with it, man.
I do want to give a shout out to Dizzy for helping me with the guitar amps.
That boy Brody or whatever
That Brody Dizzy.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Which we did a show recently together, and turned out really great. Yeah,
I thought it was
Penholder had a
really
show.
cool when you guys, when he came up to do Between a Safe Place and Home with you at the end there. That was really, really cool.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun, and it was just, it was a good time.
Yeah.
He did great. You did great.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing...
Was that our birthday?
That was our birthday.
That was our birthday.
And I got a big old Penholder banner.
It was awesome. It looks good.
I have it. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I like that.
You did all the graphic design, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's all I've been saying all day is you did a good job with that. You did a good job with that. Listening to that album on the way.
A great motivational speaker. You're doing a good job.
Doing a good job.
Keep it up, man.
Good job.
Good job.
Keep it up.
Good job. Thumbs up. Good job. I mean, that's all I got to talk about with him about his album. Is there anything else you want to... Any questions you got?
For John. For Penholder.
For the audience, because you guys already know a lot about it.
I don't know.
What's something you think that they,
What's something kind of funny that you ran into? Is there anything kind of funny you ran into with this process?
No, it was all serious.
No, I mean
I'm just kidding.
I don't know, something that made you laugh at yourself during this with the entire album. Is there anything in the album that just makes you laugh or reminds you of something during the process that makes you laugh? Or
no,
there's nothing funny about this album? I know it's not a comedy
Other than
album.
it's called Pieces of Shit.
It's not called
It's called
Pieces
Freak
of
Flag.
Shit. Only the fact that it was originally going to be Pieces of Shit, probably.
Yeah, so I like the self-degrading aspect, but
That's
it's
pretty
just
funny.
not what it has become.
It evolved into something much greater than that.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is, well, at least something that I sort of find funny, not in a comical sort of way, but just sort of amusing to me, was how little you kind of sort of thought of this project at the very first. I mean, first off, you're calling it Pieces of Shit.
Yeah.
But secondly, the very first conversation I remember having with you about it was you just sort of saying, you know, I just kind of want to bring some old songs back, and I really want to put a lot of time and effort into it. I just sort of want to kind of just put it together.
Benny ends up putting a lot of time and effort into
Johnny's
it.
all about having a catalog of his music. Like, that's what he loves. He has the greatest John Hightower hits all in his head, and he's just waiting to have all these hits together to release to the world so they can know how great he is.
That's me too. It's just moments of my life, not songs.
So you saying like, I'm not really like, I don't really want to put a lot of time and effort into it. Now you're like gun ho about this release date.
I've got memes. Ready to go when it's
you
on
made
Spotify.
memes for the Penholder EP as well.
I've got more.
You got more. I'm excited.
So to me, I find it amusing that you've gone from to this is my fucking mission right now. That's awesome.
I think it's really cool. It's cool to see
Doing a
that
good job.
happen that way.
It didn't happen. You know, whenever you get caught doing something, you want to switch something up. You start to love it all over again, and
it's kind of extra amusing to me because I remember first off, and I never told you this before, but I remember initially I was kind of upset with you whenever you said that.
Oh, really?
I don't really want to put a lot of work and effort into this. I just kind of want to because
you know what's better than that.
And it's been my life motto ever since my mom told me. But whatever you do, do it with passion.
Yeah.
So hearing you say,
what Ron Swanson says,
kind of
don't half-ass something, full-ass everything. I don't.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Don't half-ass two things.
Full-ass one thing.
Yeah.
Put your whole ass in there.
Yeah, but now that you are taking it a lot serious, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's my dude right there. That's the John that I remember.
That's literally like
I'm super proud of you.
I don't have it on Spotify, so it's not on my rap, but I've been listening the fuck out of it just to try it's crazy. Like I'll listen to it through other people's ears in my head. Like, what is this person gonna think of this? Yeah.
I do that with this this podcast, the Real Talk.
What are they gonna think of this? Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now I'm mom. Yeah. And now I'm dad. And now I'm Brent. You know what I mean?
It's weird.
Now I'm a total stranger. I try to perceive myself through other people's eyes as well. I totally know what you're talking about.
I've never done that until I told this one girl who is Queen that I have that, doing a podcast tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, send me a link. Let me check it out. And I sent her Real Talk 8.
Oh, no.
Or we talk about the place where, like, girls stick half their body out and you can fuck it and everything like that.
Oh, that was great.
And I was re-listening to it and I was like, damn, I totally forgot about this shit.
This is a terrible mistake.
I feel like we always plan to, like
nothing's planned.
Pull in the reins a little bit on
Never.
our inappropriateness. And
I don't know
it's
what
just
the fuck you're talking about. It's all chaos in my head. Just released on these microphones.
I guess that's just me.
But
it's always chaos.
I mean, that's the way you're supposed to do it, though, man.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
I don't give one fuck what anyone thinks about me, but the second that I heard that and I told her to listen to it, I was like, oh, fuck, I screwed it up with Queen. Yeah. By the way, every time I talk to her, I'm not even kidding. Like, I think she's so much Queen that I'll address her as Queen. It's so bad. Like, and I'm drunk 90% of the time, so that's why I'm doing it. But I was like, damn, Queen.
Drunk Nico likes to message people, message girls,
and it happens. But with her,
message bays and queens.
But with her, it's like I get legit nervous. So I'm like if I were to see her in person, I was like, fuck, it's Queen.
Oh, she's like, Queen. Your Highness.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I used to be that way where I'm like, fuck it, whatever happens.
Right.
But now I'm like, shit, Queen's probably gonna listen. So damn it, I gotta
think about what
I'm
I
not
say.
gonna tone it back. I'm never gonna fucking tone it back. But still, in the back of my hand, in the back of my mind, it's gonna be.
Don't rein it in. Don't do it.
Yeah. Anyways, though, man, I'm really excited to hear this whenever it comes out. I know I listen to it all the time whenever you play it, but whenever it,
I haven't sent you the newest mastered link either.
Still, either way, man, I'm not excited.
You want to wait to listen to it?
I'm not excited to listen to it. I'm excited for it to be released and everybody to listen to it,
me
and just
too.
to see how how you treat it and how you react to everything that's about to happen. So.
I think it's going to do really. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. I think
they're going to be excited. And I also
think it's
try
just
to
getting
hype
people
it up
to
too.
listen to it at this point.
That's where you gotta turn around. You gotta take off that artist hat. You gotta put on the businessman hat, and then you just gotta fucking.
And it's not necessarily about the downloads. If you guys got Spotify, anybody has Spotify, February 9th, listen to it. That day is going to be the most important because that's what's going to generate likeliness for curated playlists and even mechanical playlists. There are playlists that are put together that aren't necessarily professionally curated. And any playlist that it goes on.
I would love to professionally curate playlists.
That would be the fucking job, dude.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Because you've been inspiring me to like put more thought into my playlist and my playlist names.
Oh, that's the fun part.
Is the what about this, James? Like, is my favorite.
If
you've seen
Molly
Firewalk with Me, you know.
Damp. What is it?
Damn Nightmare.
Yeah, Molly Ringwald's Damp.
It's not a wet dream. The fact that you call it Damp Nightmare is just, it's beautiful to me. It makes me so happy. Because that's pretty much what my...
Well, it's got this 80s feel to it. It starts off with, like, the Labyrinth.
It's like my Mike Patton playlist isn't just Mike Patton.
Yeah.
It's Mike Patton Scares Me.
Yeah.
And it's just music that, like, puts me in that weird, sludgy, like, dark, gross place.
If you like sludge, man, Acid Bath is where it's at.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, it's not Acid Bath. It's Orgy and Lords of Acid that are coming. They're touring.
Oh, yeah, because Acid Bath is not.
They're not going to tour with Orgy or Lords of Acid, probably.
They haven't.
They don't
toured
tour
in over 10 years.
Dax Riggs tours.
Yeah.
P's next to his biggest fans.
Yep.
Anyways, I guess we're ready to wrap this up.
I guess we are.
I guess.
Hey, this was really fun, guys. I'm glad we got to do this. We'll save all the other fun stuff for later. But anyways, real quick, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna do it real quick. Rest in peace to a good friend of mine that just passed away, Demetrius Jones.
Yeah.
Demetrius Jones. There's a meme that was put out a long time ago, not too long ago. It was of Kanye West and Marilyn Manson, and the joke was, when you and your friend are from different worlds, but you still fuck with each other, or something like that. That was me and Demetrius. We lived completely different lives, but we were great friends, and we ran into each other at HEB once, and he shouted my name out with so much joy, the way that you would shout out a friend's name. And it made me happy to know that even after high school and middle school and everything like that, he still considered me a friend. So dedicating this shit to him. He was a great guy. He passed away on New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Anyways, that's all I've got. Love you guys. Good night, goodbye, and good luck.
In regards to business to be shared, why did it take so long for you to care? The benefit of the doubt. I should have been born without. You could have easily said, no, you can't go on living this life. I lost my point of
This pain in my stomach. I can't breathe, God. I can't take any more of it. A loss of words to say. I noticed a new car parked in my driveway.
Flying out like shattered glass as seconds pass at the site of the crime scene.
My head and hands start to shaking. I'm breaking. Only walls in my mind designed to keep you pure. All the denying I cried, but I was wrong. I'm so sure. Now this pain is indefinite. Now this pain is trapped inside my head.
Oh, you can't go on living this life. Still you chose to abscond the bottle. That's why I lost mine. 'Cause what's the point of